Give me a clap. It takes a lot of... Okay, you can stop clapping now. We've already started.
Oh.
I was just going to say it takes a lot of hard work to produce your own podcast. Be the videographer. Be the host. Be the one that everybody wants to hear. It's difficult these days.
Is that what you're choosing to be the intro?
Yes, that will be the intro.
Do it.
That will be the intro.
No way.
Oh, no, that's the intro, my girl.
I told you what the intro was supposed to be.
What?
I already gave you your fucking intro, your slate, who you are, who I am. Try again.
Okay, let me check. Intro.
I sent you it.
I see net 90. Wait, the intro. Let me check. Let me double check.
Yeah, I sent you the intro.
Text message?
I didn't send him an intro. I'm just trying to see how he would introduce me.
Oh, well, there wasn't going to be a formal introduction yet.
Can you do one?
I mean, I will, but, you know. Are you going to keep asking me to do one?
Yes, I want to know what you think about me.
Okay, well, this is just the start, baby. We can have a conversation as people here before we get into how wonderful you are. You know what I mean? Considering all the things that have gone wrong thus far setting up.
Yeah.
Broken fucking tripod.
But all these things.
Broken microphone, broken headphone.
Everything that has gone wrong has been your fault. So I think it's mostly user
You are the worst.
I think it's mostly user error.
You're confirming.
The universe.
You're confirming you're losing your spot in my improv show.
I never wanted to be in your improv show.
There you go again.
You can be the lighting guy in my one-woman show. That's who you can be. Maybe you'll do sound.
Wait, you want me to be a lightning tech for your show?
Yeah, you're actually dressed really well to be like a techie, so might as well just like try it, you know?
I look like Steve Jobs.
Yeah, no.
I look like Christian Bale in American Psycho.
You do. That's the first thing I said. I told you that twice, but yeah, sure.
You always tell me.
The first
Daily
time
reminders.
I saw you, I was just like, yeah, this kid is terrifying. This grown man is terrifying. Not this
You
kid.
can't really trust me.
No, I know that much.
Yeah, you already know that much.
Who said I trusted you?
I don't know. I got the intuition you did. And
How?
then over the course of 72 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we don't have to talk about that. We don't have to talk about that. We can lie. We can say we met each other at like.
We can lie if we want to.
We can say that we met each other at like a book club or somewhere really.
Well, no one's gonna believe that because everybody knows I'm too stupid to read, so that's just not even gonna work.
You're illiterate.
I'm a model. I don't fucking. Yeah, well, you are too. So they're actually not gonna believe it for either of us.
Modelish.
You're too pretty. I'm too pretty. We don't have real friends.
Yeah, but the thing
can't
is,
trust people. Can't fucking get rid of. We could get stalked all the time. You got stalked on the way here on the train.
Yeah, I get stalked by like pedestrians on the daily. I think they think that I'm somebody special. I'm like, oh my God, Zoe Kravitz, stop! Or I'm like, oh my God, it's the Queen, and they, you know, but not on any like weird. I mean, I probably do have like 5 people that are like out to try to kill me. I think that's every female struggle and every. Also, too, I think I watch too much murder mystery shit like to fall asleep. So I definitely like conglomerated that story in my mind. Big word.
Conglomerated?
Oh, shit. Maybe she's not a model anyway. She knows a word or two.
Conglomerated or conglomerated?
I don't know. That's up for you to decide.
I think you said conglomerated. I just want to make sure that's what you meant to say.
Conglomerated?
Yes.
Yeah.
Conglomerated.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Going swimmingly over here.
You want to go back into your ASMR situation that you were doing prior to starting?
You know what? I was listening to ASMR last night, but it was pedestrian ASMR. It was like, no, that's not the right word. It's like suburban ASMR. So I'm from Florida originally, from Kissimmee. All the hot girls come from Kissimmee because we're all like Puerto Rican and shit and Dominican and stuff. Kissimmee, Florida. Bad Bunny shouts out Kissimmee. Little Miko shouts out Kissimmee. All the reggaeton artists know about Kissimmee. But
oh, shit. Okay. I didn't know that.
I just moved to, I think you just don't know enough about like
Kissimmee, Florida. Yeah.
Kissimmee. And I also think, not to deter, but like obviously we got along because of our music interests are like very, very similar.
That's untrue.
That's
not why we originally got along.
That's not why. Okay, but the reason why our Hey, the reason why our
we bonded over chicken, okay, people? We bonded over chicken.
Not just chicken, but like when we had a moment to ourselves. Fucking whatever.
Oh, okay. That's what you're talking about.
We were like, oh my God, like our music tastes are so similar. But you don't have enough reggaeton in your music. It's like, and I know that because of how much Dave Matthews you had in the vault. And I was like, nah, like you are a little, like you're a spicy white, but not like spicy enough to know like the reggaeton, like history.
I don't like reggaeton.
Okay, so that was great. Thank you so much. I have to go because that is what?
It's like pop music. I can't.
No, it's
just
not.
It's the same fucking thing over and over and over and over.
And I'll tell you why. Because it all stems from the same rhythm and beat. That's what makes it reggaeton. That's what makes salsa. That's what makes bachata. It's like all the same rhythm and identifiable. That's what makes it the thing.
Yes.
But I'm sorry they don't riff like Dave Matthews Band. Not every single one is so fucking different for your little brain to...
They can't hit like Dave do. They can't hit like Dave do down in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Yep.
That's that South African love. He's black.
No, he's not.
He's from South Africa.
No, that doesn't make him black.
I'm joking.
Also, we love South Africa right now because of everything going on right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You want to elaborate on that more so our listeners can...
I just started talking and did not know where the conversation was going to go. I do not know enough politically about that conversation, so I'm going to stop myself while I'm ahead. But I do know, you know what I'm saying, watermelon emoji. Do you know what a watermelon emoji means?
No.
Okay. You're not woke. That's fine. And also, like, you're way old, so it's fine.
I think a watermelon emoji stands for just a watermelon.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
It's a watermelon. It's a fruit.
That's how I know you're not, like, into politics. Because you don't know what the watermelon emoji means in this day and age of, what day is it today? The 18th of 2024 in January. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so what I was talking about, Kissimmee, Florida, and where I'm from, live in like a suburban area, you know, there's like a car that like drives past my driveway like every 4 days, you know, but there is like pedestrian sounds and they have like a pedestrian ASMR, like street sound. And it's so serene for me. Like, I think, I got really good sleep. And the reason why is I just moved alone for the first time in the 7 years I've been in New York. So sleeping by myself has been really bad. I've been seeing a lot of aberrations in my apartment, a lot of shadow people. So I've been listening to... But I think that's just because I'm like... losing my marbles.
Don't get me started with that. Don't get me started with that.
Well, how would I know, actually? You tell me, are there any ghosts in your house?
Yes, there are. Yes, there are. You might have left a fucking couple there. That ass serious.
Wait, really?
Shit, you don't even want to know about the last week and a half.
God. Wait, no, are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Can you actually tell me a little bit? Because there's like a whole... Like, I told you the thing about it.
Okay, so I don't know if it was from you. I don't think it was from you. This one particularly was not from you. But last week, after I left this podcast, right, last week Thursday, on my way home, I'm about a block away. I get off the train. I'm about a block away walking with that big duffel bag that you called out earlier, right?
Yeah. Ugly.
Which actually, shit, this is coming full circle now. Maybe it was you. Shit, maybe it was you. Because you noticed the duffel bag. Oh, shit.
Wait a second.
Okay, so I was about a block away from home, right? Mm-hmm. And I've got my headphones in. Things are going cool. I'm feeling good. And right when I start to think about, like, I started saying stuff about how, like, great of a day, how great of a night it was, how great of a podcast we just had, like, how grateful I am, blah, 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 in my head. Then there's this, like, woman on my left, and I can just see her, like, the outline of her body, and she just looks like a black, dark figure or whatever. And I hear, like, excuse me.
And you're like, oh, shit, it's Jada.
And I like heard it for a second. I was like, Jada?
Yeah.
And it was just like this 90-year-old haggard looking woman. I was like, Jada! What are you doing in the neighborhood? Okay, listen, I told you last time that you're in the neighborhood, you're supposed to get a hold of me. So
yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to show up interrupted and see how surprised and like excited you would be and be like, oh, this is the best day ever.
Yeah.
That's how you reacted. And
then you continued to act like this haggard old demonic woman, and you're like, is that for me? Is that for me? And you like walked over and tried to take my bag. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, this is for real. So she's like, excuse me. And like the second or third time she said, I like take out my headphone. I'm like, yes. Like, can I help you? She just like darts for me. Is that for me? Is that for me? Is that for me? Like tries to grab my bag. And it's a fucking huge Nike duffel bag. It's like,
yeah.
This woman's 85 years old.
Yeah.
Not homeless, like not the type of person that looked like she was like drugged out, homeless.
So yeah, it definitely wasn't
anything like that. Which is just more, So,
yeah.
So she tries taking my bag, and I'm like, no, and I pull away, and I like look at her hand, and then I look up, and I make eye contact with her, and you know the movie Get Out?
Yeah.
When
that's what she looked like?
When like all the black people that are at the house, like their eyes are just like it's empty and they're big. Exactly what it was. And I literally got fucking chills all over my body, and I was like, no, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, yo, get away from me. And then she literally was like, oh, and she started saying shit, and I couldn't understand what she was saying, and she like slowly backed away, like saying shit, and then like slowly just kind of like turned around and walked like 15, 20 feet back. She was like still looking at me, and then like kind of turned around and just like started walking around more, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
That's crazy.
That night, crazy fucking nightmares.
Wow.
But like demon shit. Like I woke up and I heard a voice in my fucking room above my bed. Like, this is no joke. And people who know me know that I'm connected to the spiritual world, and like know that I've like experienced ghosts and shit like that. And I think you and I have talked about that.
You've never told me this.
Oh, did we not talk about that when you were on my place?
We didn't talk about your spiritual connection to the spiritual realm, but we've definitely talked about like people walking in your apartment. And I was like, while I'm in here, they're definitely gonna go ham, and they apparently did.
Yeah. No, but like this is some crazy shit. So I fucking have a dream, and the dream I like. It was literally, the dream was that I was in my bed, and I woke up out of my bed because I heard people coming up my stairs and into my room, into my apartment. And like literally in my head, I was thinking like, didn't I fucking lock the door? Like, what the fuck? And I get up, and I like, and through my bedroom, the door to my bedroom, you can see my couch. So I turn, and I can see like an old lady sitting on my fucking couch.
You're fucking lying.
Not even playing. And
when was this?
This is in my dream. And
okay.
I get up out of bed, and I run, and I jump onto the fucking woman, and I start choking her.
That's assault. But she was just sitting there.
Yeah, no, it was red flags for sure.
Yeah, but whoa.
I'm questioning my actions.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Turned her face over as my mom.
No, see, I don't think that's a spiritual, like, the ghosts were talking to you in your sleep. I think that's like a trauma. You need to talk to your therapist a little bit more about some shit that you're going through.
Okay. Can you ask me some? Can you help guide me through this then?
I don't think you're at a point with me where a normal person would help you. I think you need someone with a very high IQ. I mean, very hard to find. That's higher than mine, but someone with a PhD. I think regular person help is just like I could talk your ear off clearly, but I think you need to be psychoanalyzed and finally tell the world that you're schizophrenic or something. Sorry to the people that are a little off their rocker, but I think those people would take you in with open arms. He's one of us.
You want to talk my ear off? You want to do that right now?
I can most definitely do that.
Let's do it. Jada motherfucking Delgado.
Yes, is this my intro?
Jada Delgado, this is the intro. Data
Pelmato.
Data
Del Taco.
Data Gelato.
Yeah.
Data Gelato joins the show, everybody. Data Gelato, that's all there is to say about her. You get it? It's 2 words. Jada Delgado, the actress, dancer, though I'm yet to see I'm yet to see her dance in real life.
Okay. Fair.
In real life.
Fair.
Yeah, actress, dancer, fucking hair model, hand model, model in general.
Okay.
And QVC host.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
It's cool to have you here.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Are
you really?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, this is good. This is cool. I like to see you like bomb on the mic. You know what I mean? This is
I'm
good.
like, you want to see me bomb?
You're bombing right now.
I'm not bombing.
You're bombing right now.
No.
You're bombing right now.
How am I bombing?
Okay.
You can't even say that. You can't even say I'm bombing. So.
Okay. Cool.
Good
So you're cool. I think you're fucking amazing. I think you're talented, and I think you're funny.
You're lying.
Which is hard for me to spit out. No, just kidding.
Do you really think I'm funny?
Yes, I'm actually glad you're here. I actually do think you're funny.
The truth has been revealed.
Yes. 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 No, it's good to have you here, though.
Thank you.
What's been going on the last week?
The last week? Yeah, I did. I went to work. Oh, I've been trying to figure out how to decorate my apartment. Again, I just moved in by myself. That's fun. Yeah, it's been a pretty chill week. I think I'm on a, just about me recently, like about, this is going to sound so dumb, but like protecting your energy, like really understanding what that means,
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah. And reflecting that like in my space has been really important. So I've just been dedicating some time to myself and to my space and how I can make it feel like me, dancing with my clothes off, with some music blasting and not having to worry about it. Eating like shit. That's self-care 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and I are in very similar spaces right now.
I think so.
When you and I hung out, I was kind of in that space. Like that week I was eating like shit. I've gotten my act together, and this is actually because of the day after the story that I just told about the whole demon shit.
Yeah.
I have a close friend who is a spiritual healer and like serious spiritual healer. Like she can fucking connect into some crazy shit and start asking you questions and
so
like
crazy that we're
point
having
out
this conversation right now.
Why?
Because, and again, not to completely derail, so like hold on to that thought, but
Yeah.
I've in the middle of last year I was doing the artist way, but I had stopped a little bit, which is like that whole spiritual creativity thing. And this week actually, which is a good point to bring up, something I've been doing with my week, is I just restarted like halfway through. I was like, I think I won't break the rules starting halfway through. I probably am. But the whole topic and the idea is just like really connecting the spirituality part to what it means to be an artist. And something that I've really learned and cemented in this book and like to my everyday life is the idea of synchronicities and things all happening at the same time. So now that we're talking about like spirituality and like cleansing and all this stuff, I was watching Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins' wife. Like she's like a powerhouse person. And she had the happy medium. She's like a medium that goes to celebrities and does all this stuff. And I think she's legit. I think people who are connected to spirituality or the spiritual realm, like you said, you are yourself, like just being like super tapped in. But I think it's just a funny synchronicity moment where that chapter of my life being reopened and understanding like there is like a battery, there is like a Wi-Fi network that we all work by, you know? And then there are some people who are just super duper connected and tapped in because the bullshit of being human is not as important to them as, seeing ghostly figures or whatever that spirituality thing means to you, So I just think it's ironic that the synchronicity part of it is the conversation continuously being had like right now, I guess, in my life. So continue more about your story. Sorry, I just had to make it about me for a second. We were talking about you for too long.
Interesting. No, this is about you anyways, but it's about sharing stories as well. You know? So I'm glad you're doing that, and I'm glad we're both doing that. But if you're an aspiring model, being on the cover of Maxim could change your life.
Oh gosh, speaking of
can
modeling and Maxim, jeez. My friend Renee, she did Maxim, and it just like shot her up in like following, and now she actually works with me at Soon. So she did that, which is like super. It's like a watered down Playboy. I would call Maxim.
Yeah.
Very watered down.
Maxim's dope. Maxim had its time.
Yeah.
Like it's
when people were reading.
Yeah. No, Maxim had its time. Like it's still pretty good. I mean, I haven't honestly looked at Maxim in a while, but shit, I just got a text message saying it could change my life. Maybe this is the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the moment.
Well,
maybe this is the moment. Yo, hey, synchronicities, baby.
Hey, that's true.
My phone heard me talking about modeling and just sent me a fucking modeling text message.
But also, what is synchronicity and what is just a fucking algorithm listening to what you're saying? Yo. Like, let's be so real. Like, after you say the word couches, like, my phone's going to be lit up with, like, couch.
Don't say couches. I don't want to get couches. I don't want to get couches. I don't want to get couches.
You already said it 15 times. Good try. Good try. Don't say it. Did you just lower yourself? Yeah, there we go. That's actually how I see you. Yeah, I think this is more conducive to your personality. I think you have short man syndrome.
Short man syndrome?
Yeah. Well, the people don't know you're like 5'5". Kyle. What is wrong with you? You're gonna make me never podcast again. And this is my first podcast ever.
This is your first.
Yeah.
I'm your first.
Well, don't say it like that.
I am.
If you were my first anything, I'd have to do like an exorcism on myself, speaking of spirituality. Because you hold a lot of juju, apparently. I do as well, because ghosts fucking follow me around. Do you want to hear a crazy story about that?
Yeah, but you want to know something crazy as well?
Sure.
Because we got away from that subject, but
yeah.
My number, my life number is 22.
Mine is 1111.
1111.
Yeah, right here.
No. Your life number?
Yeah.
It should just be one number.
1.
It's 1?
How is your 22 and mine can't be 11?
This guy, I was at an indigenous community center yesterday for a meeting, because for Lights Out Volleyball, the nonprofit that I'm like the New York City leader of, we're working with a woman named Rhiannon, shout out Riri.
Oh, Nana.
She works with all kinds of indigenous peoples, and she's Cuban, indigenous, and stuff like that.
Oh,
and,
so sick.
And this dude came in, and he is I can't remember if he was I don't think he was Choctaw. I can't even remember the name of the tribe that he's from, but long indigenous Native American roots, and he was super spiritual and super into like life numbers and stuff like that. And he was like,
yeah, those people are tapped in.
He was like a savant. It was crazy. Yeah. It was wild. And he told me my life number, which is 22, which is supposedly like really high and like really rare. So.
I'm so dumb. I'm like, mine is 1111, and yours like, I've been bestowed the number 22.
I've been bestowed.
I've been, blessed. I'm over here like, I'm on my phone chronically, and I see 1111 every 5 seconds. That must be it. Yeah.
So do I, but you know what that means, though.
Yeah, that you're on like the right track in your life.
Yes.
I see it probably 2-3 times a day, every day.
Yeah.
And I've seen it like as a child, even before I was hyper online. I would see it like on a billboard, on this, on that. Like it's just always been around in my life. Mm-hmm. You had an exorcism, you were gonna say?
Yes, but same here with 11s and 13s. That's why I got the 13 on my on like the back of my ear.
I think we're soulmates. You want to know why?
Why?
Because my number.
Because 11 and 11 is 22.
That, and my other lucky number is 3.
Oh my gosh.
And that's because that was my uncle's like number. He was gonna be drafted into the Yankees, but he never left Puerto Rico. And his number, Jeter is 3, right?
Right.
When he was playing minors, he was number 3.
Ah, fire.
So it's also like our number. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
When I looked at my phone to check to see how much time we had on this camera over here, it said 22, which is crazy.
Wow. No way. Did it really?
I'm not even joking you. Yeah. But we're actually down to 3.5 minutes. But anyways, yes. Where was I going with that spiritual story?
That you had an exorcism, that you were about to be exorcised by your friend.
Oh, the spiritual healer. Yeah. So the day after I had that weird run-in with that fucking old lady, then
you were like, I need a cleanse.
All through the night, I had crazy shit happening to me. And it's funny because when I came home that night, I saged and fucking Palo Santo my entire house. It obviously was not enough, but randomly I had a meeting with her, not even for that. I had a meeting with her for the nonprofit because she helps us with the nonprofit. And then it just turned into like a crazy spiritual fucking healing session for like an hour and 20 minutes. I broke down crying, like all kinds of crazy shit, and like had a bunch of fucking breakthroughs.
Yeah.
And
like what? Do you mind sharing?
Well, I think one of the things, and this is just going back to what we were talking about, is about protecting your energy.
Yeah.
She's like, your energy is really fucking like low right now, and you need to protect it. And like your they call it your diamond white light.
Yeah.
Is
like an aura.
Like very dim right now, which
Yeah.
is why that fucking demon, she literally said that the woman was possessed. She said that's what they do. Like these entities and these energies come from the ground, and they attach onto and like get into people who are actually unsuspecting. So like a regular old woman,
and also,
like this woman,
in a moment too where you were not maybe necessarily in like a super high vibration frequency state, but in this kind of like naivety. How do you say that word? Naivete. In a naive state. I know nothing. But being in like a naive state where you're like, oh my God, things are going so great, but also simultaneously in a very low vibrational place.
Exactly.
I think on top of like what we're talking about, again, like everything being a battery and these charges connecting and being attracted to each other, like that's that whole like manifestation. Like
Exactly.
And I have the same issue. I have the same issue where every time I get on the train, or this is maybe an exaggeration, but truthfully, once a week, I have an altercation on a train or a man being very aggressive towards me. And it comes off like people are like, there's no way. Like this man literally pissed on me on the train. And then the next week, another man threatened to shoot me with an AR-15. Like quite literally. Like I can go into depth about those stories, but that's not what this is about. But it's because I'm maybe not only what I look like, I'm a woman, I'm small. I'm so dainty.
You are.
I'm just a dainty little lady.
You're a little baby.
I'm a little baby girl.
You're a little Mickey Mouse.
Okay. I'm not going to be a pick-me. Do you know what a pick-me is?
No.
Okay. Too old. Watermelon, pick-me. Word of the day. Google it. But yeah, because I seem like a very easy target. Stop. Hey, stop.
Okay, that was the first time, but I didn't. I looked at the heart, actually. I'm sorry.
No, he did not.
You're wearing a lot of gold today.
I always wear gold. I just didn't while we were around, but I always do.
Yeah, I'd never seen that.
Yeah, and you're a silver guy.
Yes.
I don't like that.
Another reason why we're meant to be together.
Yeah, opposites attract. Oh, are you getting your guy?
No. Keep talking. Yeah, you're good. Keep going with your story. I'm just checking this.
Yeah. Shit.
Motherfucker, I swear to God, if this thing is... Okay, you're good. Cool.
How much more time
you're
do we
good.
have
Keep going.
How long do we have?
2 hours. We got a whole another hour and a half.
Oh, fuck yes. Okay.
We're going forever.
Yes.
We're going to dry that mouth out.
Stop it.
I'm just riffing on what you said earlier. Come on, don't fuck around with it.
It's funny when I do it. It's inappropriate when you do it. Just like you were staring at my tatas a second ago.
I was not. I looked at the fucking gold heart, okay? And it was the first time I looked over there.
No, it wasn't. Be honest.
Don't patronize me.
Ooh, and I can't make... If I could fucking sing, I'd be on Broadway for sure.
You love me. If you don't, I can make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the night,
in these final hours, I will lie down my heart, and I feel the power, but you don't. No, you don't. 'Cause I
Okay, hold on.
I
So
know every song
what's
ever.
your favorite version of that? Because mine is the Bon Iver cover.
That's what I just said.
Okay. Oh, you did?
Yeah, really bad listening skills.
No, I'm not just not listening to you in general.
Oh, copy.
Okay, cool.
Cool,
So the
cool,
Bon Iver version. Good. Yeah. So you know all the weird fucking emo indie white shit just like I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already talked about, like, our music taste is so
I know.
adjacent. It's the same thing.
I know.
It's the same thing. Our Spotify, like, playlists look like the same. Yeah. I love that about us.
You know what my Spotify playlist look like?
Yeah, we do. Okay, let's be honest. We can be honest. Cut the faces. They're not funny. Stop.
Do you? Okay, what do you want to be honest about?
We can be honest.
Okay, let's do it. For the first time in your life, you want to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's on the first podcast ever. Okay, go ahead. Let's be honest.
I think this is going to bite me in the ass, though. One day. But, hey, our time was very short. So it's like, it really isn't that serious. Our 72-hour rendezvous.
Okay, so what do you want to be on? Let's be honest. You said let's be honest. Okay, so
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest, okay?
Yeah.
You wanted to be honest about, okay, so our music shit looks the same. So you know all the indie shit. You saw my playlist. Now you probably fucking follow my playlist and I don't even know it.
No, I don't. And also, how much music did I show you and you added it all to your playlist?
A couple, yeah.
No, a lot.
For sure.
A lot. And that's the moments that you allowed me to share. You saved every single one of them. Because you're like, oh, no, wait, but I got to show you. I was like, oh, I've already heard this song. Toro y Moi is just the fucking... And I was like, I already knew that.
Toro Moi is the shit, but you've only heard like one fucking album of his.
That's true. But you made it seem like I didn't know.
You're a fucking poser. You're a poser. It's fine.
That's not true.
It's fine. You're a poser.
And you know what? You're a poser.
You want to act like you know so much about fucking music. You only listen to one fucking 2-3 songs off an album, and then you're like, oh my god, dude, they're like my favorite fucking artist. Like I listen to them
true.
all the fucking time.
Who did I say was my
Swear
favorite?
to God.
Who did I say was my favorite?
Your favorite what?
Artist.
Artist?
Yeah. Fabricated story. Lies. Because you can't say it because you don't know, because I didn't say that.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't know.
Yeah, because I didn't say that.
Okay.
And that was and we said we were being honest, and this is why
I was
just going to click away from your videos, because like, hey, this guy is not honest, and we can't listen to anything that he says because he lied about the sweet girl's actual genuine love for music, and that she just doesn't know anything, and that's not true. That's a lie.
Yeah, just the facial expressions confirming and denying
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. You scare me, though. I told you that.
Why?
Because you do that with your face.
Because I do that?
That, right there.
I'm sorry. I'm like Jim Carrey, man. I fucking love Jim Carrey. He's my boy.
Yes, but it's... How do I explain it? No, because then it's going to sound like I'm hating on you. It's not...
Yeah, just that hasn't been happening this entire podcast.
It's not that... You have two faces. You have this one, which... That one... It's right there. Or his mouth opens up just a little bit, and that's Patrick Bateman. Like when he's like trying to be a normal person and smiley and stuff. That's what scares me.
Okay.
But yeah. No, we had like a nice time. We had spent like 3 days together straight, and I think, yeah, it was really fun. And
hopefully we can never do that again.
hopefully, yeah, that never happens again.
Yeah.
Copy that. Hey, we recorded it on audio and on video. Stop it. It's ooh. If we recorded it on video and audio, it's bound in contract in blood. So
Yes. Okay, so spiritual awakening, went through a bunch of crazy crap. We're on the same page. White diamond light, you got to protect it. And that's what you're going through right now.
That's what he took from this whole entire conversation, made it back about himself.
No, I'm talking about you.
That I need to protect my white diamond light.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's what kills the evil and protects your fucking energy.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling now? Have you gotten better over the last couple of weeks? How are you feeling?
It was definitely this week that was just like shift and change. And I think,
here.
You know, quieting things down on the outside and just really listening. I noticed something that you do I did it this week, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm actually not going to do that. It's not like a character flaw or anything like that. But you listen to music, at least when I was around you, all the time. And it seems that you can't be like in silence. Can you do that?
It's actually really funny that you're saying that, because for the last couple of days, I haven't really been listening to music a lot.
And I feel like not only like these things, you know, are shutting off, or like our receptors, you know, it takes time to like clear that out and really being able to listen to yourself and like the things that you need to be guided by. But constantly having music is just like, there's moments that you need to be quiet. Have you ever done like morning pages?
Yeah.
Did you like those?
I had a problem with consistently like sticking with it for a long time. Like I've been doing it actually the last week since I had like my healing. She gave me a bunch of mantras and stuff like that. So I've been like saying mantras in the morning, like positive affirmation stuff that she specifically gave me, and writing stuff down as well. Yeah.
I don't know why I can't do that mantra shit.
Yeah.
I really can't. I think it's an ego thing with me. I can't do prompts very well. Like, I think the artist way is like the questions are very simple, but also very profound, where I'm like, okay, cool. Like I can answer these questions. But if you're like, what makes you grateful? I'm like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no shit. I think about that every day. And some people do need that reminder. I'm going to get chewed out for saying that. But I think I know it's a problem to myself if somebody asks me, and I think it's like too in school. Like if you ask me to do something, I'm not going to do it. Like I'm just not. And I need the freedom of something like morning pages of like, for example, I did morning pages probably for like 6 months straight every day. And it was being somebody who's hyperactive, ADHD, AD, whatever. It's like meditation for people who are hyperactive, because you're doing something, but also the brain is like focusing on one action. Although it's not complete stillness, it's enough for me to feel like a little more neutralized. And I've given myself a new rule of not doing morning pages with any music. And it's such a fucking struggle, because my brain wants to focus on all these lingering thoughts and not the thing that I need to put on the page.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's cute that she gave me mantras. I just feel like, yeah, okay. I don't know why I can't do them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's kind of what you're doing when you're writing down on your morning pages. Like I'm sure you're writing out shit that you feel good about, things you feel bad about, or just anything. Because it's really just supposed to be like a word splatter.
Yeah.
With whatever word comes next to your brain, you just write without even thinking, right?
Yeah.
But then there's going to be those moments where like you're talking and writing about fucking absolutely nothing, or it could like not even make sense at all. And then like you'll go into a moment where you're like, oh man, you're like, oh shit, this is in my head, and then all of a sudden it just comes out of you, and it's something that's really good, and a memory, or something about how you feel that morning, or something that happened last night, or something you've been struggling with. And you'll go in those like waves as you're writing. You know what I mean? And the cool thing about these mantras is it's helping me get over my like voice. I think I have like a voice chakra situation problem.
Okay.
Where like I'm afraid to, because of the way I've grown up and because of all kinds of different things.
You talk a lot, so I don't know how that's possible.
Well, that's different though. Because
True.
Because like the voice chakra shit deals a lot with talking to yourself or talking for yourself. Oh my God, I just had a drop of sweat go from my armpit, and it dropped on my like
Why don't you
side.
take your shirt off?
That was crazy.
For the ladies, take your shirt off.
Okay.
We actually showed up in the same outfit. That's how connected we are.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Well, now
put it.
Now
Kyle,
I'm just gonna.
There's
there
no
we
fucking
go.
way you didn't have anything on under that.
I'm just gonna blend in with the background now.
Yeah, you're just so white. You're actually the same undertone as the wood. Okay. Kyle, put your shirt fucking back on.
Don't fucking yell at me. This is my show.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thanks for listening.
What did we say?
Shut. Okay, so anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought like the mantras and shit have always been hard for me, but if I'm committing to it a little bit more, and it's working. It feels good. It puts your mind into just the right place, and you don't even realize it because you just by actually talking.
Yeah.
You're getting it out, and not only are you getting it out just like you're writing on a page, but you're speaking it. So that shit is really going into the universe.
Yeah.
So whether you believe it or not, over time, you will start believing it.
Yeah. Your brain doesn't know the difference.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, there are a lot of actors getting backlash about talking about the emotional fortitude it takes to do the job. And that's because when you're in it, biologically and psychologically, when you're really in it, your brain doesn't know the difference. And it has to get to a point where you don't realize that you're doing it and your brain is understanding what you're saying anyway. And it's like a muscle memory type of thing, you know, and your body and your brain feel a certain way. It's like when you talk to a plant, like words of affirmation, it grows faster. And it's just because your words have a charge, which is so frou-frou. And I just never thought I'd like believe this or even like, you know, entertain the idea, but it literally is. The universe is like a fucking battery pack. Like,
yo, literally,
you know,
literally, it's so fucking real. It even comes down to the text messages you're sending, because text messages even carry energy.
Well, all I text is watermelon emojis.
Oh, okay. Well, again, I don't know what that means.
No, you don't. Not
but I hope it's something decent, or we're going to be getting to hear a lot of stuff in the comments about this one.
Yeah, a lot of comments for sure.
Yeah. Because the millions of viewers.
From your mouth to God's ears. That's what we say. You know, and so I grew up like super Catholic and then like turned Christian. So I had a super contorted, if that's the right word, but it's a false idea of spirituality, and I had a very strong concept of like what God is, but it's all the same fucking thing. And I think of prayer as like a manifestation type of tactic. It's just guided manifestation, I feel like.
Yes.
It's asking for a certain thing, and it's speaking it as is, in this is what it is, and you will give it to me, God, universe, and having this undeniable faith and knowing that it's going to work out. That is the same energy that I try to pick up, because it's like everything seemed to work so much better when I had like a religion in place. Not systemically in the things that I felt about myself, not my personal views, but the way that the world seemed to move around me when I was speaking things to this higher power, to God, in a way of knowing that he would be there, or they would be there, or she would be there to support me. And it's like I'm trying to engage in that type of spirituality, regardless of the mantras, the manifestations, the daily affirmations. It's a great guideline, but at the end of the day, it's treating it with knowing and understanding that there's this cycle that has been perfect for millions of years. It's our humanness that gets in the way of that, you know? And I feel like prayer is just another way to like manifest. So, you know, implementing that into this new
prayers
routine.
Are mantras. Prayers
That's true.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
They just call them fucking hymns or whatever, or prayers or hymns, same thing. It's like you're just singing, but you're saying this shit about God. So you're saying it, you're feeling it, and they have good messages. A lot of them do. Like, I'm not one who follows a religion.
Yeah, I feel like they all say the same baseline, the same 10 things, just all construed depending on region, what they needed to do for politics, all these certain things that make the religion what it is.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting when you're singing hymns, there's this overwhelming vibrational, emotional feeling. But a lot of people are coming to the realization you get that same feeling when you're in a concert. And it's like, when people are all, sounds so frou-frou, but when people are all vibrating at the same frequency and energy, it feels very otherworldly and godlike and like higher than yourself. And it literally is just like showing up to a space with no intention but to feel a community around you and feel this higher thing that you don't see, but like music. can't fucking see it, can't touch the sound waves, but we know it's there, and it makes us feel a certain way collectively as a community. So it's just like connecting to that energy on like a daily basis, you know?
Yeah, well, I think that's the cool and the beautiful thing about being an artist, especially a musician, but kind of any artist in general, is that we can make people feel the things that we're feeling or connect. And, you know, everybody can connect on these mutual planes, whether it be, you know, the sound, the message, you know, what we're seeing, whatever it is, you know, and that's what makes it so freaking special. And that's how you get on that same plane. And, you know, we're all there for a fucking reason. When you go to a concert, you're there because you love the message. You love the sound.
Dave Matthews.
You love what they're talking about. Yes, Dave Matthews. I mean, come on. Grace is gone. Hello. Bartender. What else? Halloween. Number 41. I love the number 41.
Do you know the song, that one song that I showed you that you didn't know?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
It wasn't my favorite.
It wasn't my favorite of his, but it's good.
That's every Dave Matthews song.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I think we should think about that going forward, though, as artists, you and I.
Sure.
Because I think we can lose a part of that, you know, that feeling of being you and that energy of being you that can attract people and that can transcend space and time and fucking affect people. Because then when you start looking outwards, like I mean, I was doing for sure, and my spiritual healer even told me that, and you and I have kind of had conversations about this because, you know, you've been modeling, like you've really focused on your modeling for the last couple of years. And like, it's a whole thing based on image.
Yeah.
And, you know, you kind of become fucking frail from it because you're fucking constantly thinking about your image and the way you look and how people are going to fucking perceive you. And, you know, it's like, it fucks with your head, you know? And I think I've realized, and I've kind of gotten back to just in the last week, honestly, this freaking energy where I'm like, fuck this, man. This is too short to be thinking about all this other shit. Yeah. Just keep making shit and just like, of course I could fucking have a lot more things that I don't have right now. You know, there could be a lot of things that I could use right now in my life, 1000%, but I don't have them right now. You know, and it's totally fine. And what can I do? I can keep creating and I can keep getting other people on my boat and to come on board with me. Sure. And just be a part of the journey and focus on the journey, you know, and really that's it. And that's like I think the sweet spot, the special spot where I've lost a bit of my artistry, but that's also just kind of because of real life kind of comes into play, right? You got to pay bills, you got to balance this, you got to balance your family, you know.
I think, in full transparency, this is going to sound so fucking stupid and like egotistical, but I didn't feel attractive or feel pretty or even get acknowledged as beautiful until like when I started modeling. And it was a part of myself that I feel like was lacking. And I realized, I can get so much more from just this thing that I was born with, not a talent that I acquired, not a skill set that, and to be fair, there are models out there who are genuinely skilled, like making the big bucks, like doing the damn thing. And that is an art form in itself. But what I was doing or at the period, because I kind of just quit modeling a little bit, was completely like ego-driven, self-serving to affirm it, and it's very, I want to say, easy, not in the way that the industry is built. The industry is built very difficult for a reason, to gatekeep and to keep it a competitive nature. But in the sense that I film a self-tape for like 15, 20 minutes, I submit it. Let's say I book it. That's a $10,000 job. I'm chilling for the next 2.5 months, 2 months living in New York.
3.
But yeah, 3. But of course, self-taping is a skill that I've learned, but it's not nearly as difficult as the skill sets required for dancing and acting and all these other mediums. So what happened was, it ended up being a cycle of like, I cracked the code. I figured out how to successfully tape and successfully book these commercial jobs that we're booking a lot more. So for the people that don't know, there was a weird beeping sound. For the people that don't know, so, gotcha. The commercial industry world is very much more like your JCPenney, your Gap, your like, hi.
Hello.
What's up, baby?
How's everybody doing here? Good?
We're doing good.
It seems like a very intimate pod.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. We've been talking about everything you can imagine, from spirituality to well, we've been speaking a lot about spirituality.
Yeah, like what the fuck do we know?
And just fucking joking around. But she was just talking about her commercial photography. So I just want you to finish that.
The thought?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that thought real quick.
Yeah, so the thing with the commercial industry, so it's very much like the things that you see quite literally like in commercials. And obviously, so not obviously, I'm like 5'2 3/4. So the editorial space is just not somewhere that's like welcoming for me. It's not a industry that I can dominate, but the commercial space is like I figured out, I cracked the code. And it ended up being like 2 years of fairly simple, living, and it was so funny. I was listening to that guy that you were telling me about.
Who?
The bald-headed guy with the pull-ups.
David Goggins.
David motherfucking Goggins.
That dude's great. He's hilarious.
That's okay. So I as soon as I saw him online, like I was like, oh, like he's in those motivational videos. But he talks about like your brain. Well, this was with Andrew Huberman, who's also like a.
Oh, I love that guy.
He's just a beast,
He's
like
awesome.
a G, and he's like
He's like a ripped genius.
Yeah, and also like I hate to say this, like hot daddy vibes.
That's what I'm
like
saying.
he's
He's like a
chatted
ripped
out.
genius, dude.
He's so fun and he's so smart, and he's into like neuroscience. And he was talking. Him and Goggins were talking about neuroplasticity and what happens when you do difficult tasks.
Yes.
And the last 2 years of modeling have also it makes me feel so validated on a social level, because the thing is like people want to surround themselves with people they find attractive. So it was very easy for me to acclimate to a space.
Nice.
It didn't mean that I need to flex any social skills that I had developed prior to feeling beautiful, but all these things that was like a seemingly like coasting for the last 2 years in the industry was my brain, the neuroplasticity of my brain of doing a hard thing literally got smaller.
Yeah.
For my whole entire life training super hard as a dancer, where my brain was being forced to do hard things every single day for like 20 years until like the pandemic hit. For like 20 fucking years. So
God, I miss so much. I can tell.
You're like she's fired up. What is she on?
God.
I'm on a Red Bull and antidepressants. Just kidding. They try to put me on Lexapro. They can't take a girl down though.
Hey, there you go.
Fuck Lexapro.
And a fuck ton of matcha.
And dude, so I made matcha for the first time. Oh my God.
Yes, I did. Would you like one?
Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt.
So I'm supposed to be doing dry January because I had like a really bad health spill.
She ain't been doing dry January, okay? I can tell you this right now. She has not been doing dry
Modelo's
January.
are really great.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
Let me pop that open for you.
Everybody who's like Puerto Rican, I feel like drinks Coronas. Well, also like
Oh, Modelo's so much better.
it is, and I agree. And
yeah.
my family would like have my head on a stake for saying that. But
Corona's too watery. You know what I mean? But
yeah, it's not very flavorful.
no, it's not. And to get back to what you were saying with
Also, Jada, nice to meet you.
Hi, Phil. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
Phil.
You can tell I'm used to doing podcasting. I'm like, don't ruin the moment. Stay in it.
Just
stay
hop
in.
in.
Yeah, neuroplasticity. Go with it. But to what you're saying about neuroplasticity and just dealing with tough things. Cheers. Salud. There you go.
Yeah, thanks for mine.
Yes.
That's great.
You don't need
I know you care.
You want to readjust your mic real quick? Just
Yes.
I mean, I
Like-
think
like
it's
this
fine
way,
anyways.
like
But
that?
yeah, just bring it. Yeah, just talk more into it. I guess. I don't
Okay.
know.
Am I?
There we
You're
go.
a little.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little okay.
Now you're.
Let me put
nasty.
these on too, so I can get
The
to be a
full-
part of the group
Is that the good? Yeah, those are good.
now.
Yeah, and those are the ones from this one because hers
Mine was
were
all
actually
fucked.
one of them. One of them
Gotcha.
wasn't actually working
messed
well.
up.
Okay, so you guys sound great actually.
There we
Okay,
go. You
nice.
sound good. Yeah.
There we go. But to go back to what you're saying about neuroplasticity and hard things and accomplishing hard stuff, and honestly just probably keeping positivity. I'm sure that's probably where they went somewhere with it too. Is my trip over here, trying to make it to the podcast. Some people may know I'm a Uber like delivery guy.
Oh, sick.
You know, it's fun. It's actually pretty nice. You get to see the
on
city.
your own hours. You do your own thing.
It's perfect for like creative people.
Yeah,
it's great. And today I was dropping something off, and my inner tube for my tire literally popped out of my wheel. Which is insane. I know, it sounded crazy, and it was just sitting there, and I tried to fix it, and it exploded in my face.
Oh, my God.
Yes, it was loud. Like, it was so loud that, like, my ears were ringing, and people thought I might have had a gun. Like, they thought it was, like, a DEFCON 5 situation.
Yeah.
But, 10 years ago, I probably would have been really down in the dumps about that type of stuff. Been really, really upset about everything, and be like, what is happening to me? Why does this always happen to me? And then think about every wrong thing about how hard every day was going to be past this situation. But today...
Without even being in that moment yet, you decided how you were going to show up to it.
Exactly.
Regardless of the circumstances given. Somebody would have given you $1 million, and you're like, this is shit. I wanted $1,001,000.
Oh, yeah. I would have been like, fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck everybody. This is ruining shit. And just because of, getting used to hard situations that I've been through, and, stoicism, which I've been trying to learn over and over again.
That's crazy. I didn't know that you were doing that.
Yeah. And I peeped your book, too. I saw your book that you had at the apartment.
Yeah.
So I caught that.
Nice.
Yeah. I was going to bring that into the pod as well.
Nice.
But, I've listened to a lot of, like, Marcus Aurelius lectures and stuff on stoicism. And, I decided to sit in it. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Be happy about this situation because it's like, this sucks, but also you should be happy you made enough money that you can get this fixed tomorrow.
Yeah.
We were literally just talking about that a second ago before you came in.
Really?
Yeah.
Please go on about that. Expand on it.
Yeah. Oh no, we were just talking about.
He was telling your story before he allowed you.
Oh, really?
A moment to tell it.
Yes. I was like, he's about to come in the room.
He's gonna be pissed off.
Another white man capitalizing off of black trauma.
You want to know what he said? Actually, he said, this man
Christ.
came in with a gun. He's gonna come in. He's gonna point it right at your face. He's gonna ask for all your money, and then he's gonna zit it on. He's an angry black man. Be scared. Do you think that whenever there's
Love it.
Kyle, do you think that whenever there is like a loud noise, people just look at you and just think that you did it, or like, he has a gun?
Yes, definitely. I think so. Dark alleys are not fun for me either. White ladies I'm walking behind. Okay.
Yeah.
People never think about that. I wish people said that more.
Yeah.
It's
Why are you walking behind white ladies, bro?
I know. It's an addiction. What can I say?
Yeah.
But people never think about that. I mean, obviously, everything women go through is terrible. But, as a black
He's
man...
like, I'm a feminist. Everything that women go through and live through is terrible.
Yes,
I hate
beat
it
me,
all.
please. Hit me. Get your aggression out. At least for me, as a black dude, I feel high alert at the same time. Because I'm like, it's just two of us here. And, like, I don't know, she could fucking, like, have a heart attack or some shit.
Aw, that's
and
really
I'm just
sweet
like,
that you think that.
Here.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Well, they're going to think I did it. I don't care about that bitch.
Oh.
Yeah.
They fucking scared the shit out of her.
I don't give a fuck. She had a heart attack. He's like, I don't want to be framed.
I'm not touching her.
Yo.
I'm not getting my fingerprints
no
anywhere.
DNA, yeah.
Yeah, no, hell no.
But back to what you guys were saying. I feel like I really diverted the
that's
convo.
okay.
I hear you 100% on that. I'm glad you actually said that. People need to fucking hear that.
People need to think about that. And I dated a girl one time who did say, she was like, a lot of like women do kind of notice that stuff and do respect it. Because she was saying like, yeah, sometimes like, a dude will want to pass you on the sidewalk. Everybody's a fast walker out here in New York. But she was like, I've had plenty of dudes just like ease up. You know what I mean?
Give me some space.
That's some space. Nice. So I don't know.
Never experienced that before. I don't know what that feels like. I feel like guys see me and then they get closer.
Extra, yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're definitely a target.
Not a thing about like trying to jack my chain or suck my own weenus here, but I definitely think guys see me and they're like, hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. And I'm just like,
I'm trying to tell you something you might want to hear.
Yeah, see, you did that, and I was like, hey.
You got a sexy ass body.
Stop looking at, hey, this is the 5th time you've looked at my cleavage.
Cleavage?
I think it's because Kyle sees me as somebody that he wants to make sure my fruits are ripe.
Yes.
Just in case we're like in an island
Yes.
Like last two people on an island. He's like, let's just make sure the milkers are.
You know, this is a red pill, blue pill podcast, right? I mean, this is actually a fucking interview to actually see if you're worthy of being my partner, worthy of carrying my seed.
I'm just gonna let this go.
You know,
everybody loves agriculture.
You know, he took his shirt off.
Really?
Yes.
That does not surprise me. That's why I have to be here when the podcast
starts. Back on.
Really?
Yeah, you have to neutralize the situation. It's
she loves it.
If I took my shirt off, people are going to assume that I'm going to do a hate crime or do a crime.
Exactly.
Hate crime can only be done to people like us. But
thank you.
In this situation.
In this, it would be.
No, that would definitely be a hate crime towards me. Because what the fuck? I'm not going to be able to.
No,
touch you. I'm not going to be able to. You just got to sit there with your.
So pissed.
Random. Is there AC in here?
Have to sit there with a hard dick.
Sit there with your TTs out, and I'm going to have to sit here like this and be like, the fuck? You hate me for that.
You think my TTs are out for you?
TTs. No, the intention was that you would do it because you hate me.
It was a bit.
You know what I mean?
That was a terrible fucking bit because it's rooted in reality.
Doing things.
Too rooted in reality. Like, it can't be a joke.
I'm bombing now.
You are. Yeah.
I know. As soon as I get here, the podcast goes from fucking NPR to whatever this is.
Trailer trash.
Yeah.
Trailer trash stuff.
The Howard Stern of the podcast
it went
in the room.
Straight over to Kissimmee, Florida. That's where it went.
Bikini contest. We're going to have it in just a second.
Yeah,
do you know what Kissimmee is?
Kissimmee, it's a town.
Kissimmee.
Yeah, is it like a tribe?
Yes.
Yes.
I would assume any like a weird sounding word in America is a Native American tribe.
That's
absolutely
racist.
You know what I mean?
Racist.
Absolutely.
Like if it's not John, John's house, Florida. I'm like,
you go to Wisconsin, all the fucking
Capachawewa.
all the counties. I mean, Milwaukee, Wauwatosa,
That's what I'm saying.
Wapaka, Sheboygan,
Waka
fucking
woo.
Shyokton. It's all fucking Native American,
Yeah, dude.
Native American names and Native American counties.
And then the craziest part about the Midwest is they're like, we need to keep this area white. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like a lot of those places, it's like it's not even named. You didn't name the place.
She loves racism, which is why this is perfect to talk about.
This is why I'm so quiet. I was like, Sacagawea did not sit in the back of the bus.
Well, there were no buses at the time.
That wasn't Sacagawea.
Yeah.
The back of the canoe.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha.
Get it right.
Yeah. Wrong. Freedom fighter.
The back of the teepee.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back to you.
Yes, let's get
Thank
back to
God, because I start melting down when things aren't about me.
Thank you.
Let's get back to you because you grew up in a teepee
Yes. True.
in Kissimmee, Florida.
Florida. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
There you go. So you're
Born
one of
in a-
those kids
born
that
in a
went to,
teepee.
like Disney like every other day.
So my dad actually, ironically about buses, my dad drove buses for Disney. So the time that we were able to go because we were, sorry, mom and dad, poor, was when he worked there and we got like passes and stuff. And my uncle worked there as well. So that's the time. But that was like we passed time that way.
Nice.
But thank God I am not a Disney adult. Thank the Lord.
Oh, you'll be on the CW soon.
There we
You think
go.
so?
Absolutely.
I can see you could be like a
You are-
The thing about
or something.
the thing about the CW is like they just cast hot people. Like you don't even have to be good. And
That is true.
That's it.
I used to watch
Obviously.
The Flash, so I know.
That's
You actually
exactly
do
why
look
you're
like
going
that
to be
guy
there.
from Supernatural.
You know
Oh,
who,
I could see that.
you know who it
Gilmore
was?
Girls.
You know who I've been saying? That was the conversation with you. Who people keep telling me that what's that show that you call that I thought that I oh my god, now I'm going to forget it.
Oh God, no, it's okay. You got it.
That one TV show.
I
Schmidt.
definitely-
Schmidt. His name is
Oh
Schmidt.
yeah, yeah.
From New Girl, yeah,
Schmidt
because
from New Girl.
you're such a high maintenance little prissy boy, like Schmidt.
Oh, is that what he is?
No, he's not prissy. He's just very high maintenance.
I think
okay.
it is kind of a prissiness. I mean, I as a dude, I think.
he's like a sassy man.
Yes, he's
Sassy
a very
king.
sassy kind of guy where it's like it's almost funny that he likes women.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like that's his last.
Which
quality.
is just like you, Kyle.
Yes.
Yes,
absolutely.
actually.
100%.
Actually.
God damn, I'm glad.
Actually. I actually have the moment on camera. Kyle saw me for the first time and was like, fell in love with me.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's actually true.
I sent that to him.
That's true.
But I think it's just because you like girls with curly hair. Is that true?
There is something about curly hair that I do love.
Curly hair is cute.
You know what it is? I think men are attracted to hair first. Like a big thing that men are attracted to, like biologically, is hair for some reason. And it's another thing to do with like being fertile, I guess. Don't set the place on fire.
Being fertile?
I don't know. I just made it up. Sometimes I just talk the talk and see where it goes.
Well, you'd be like, the hair is bountiful. You know what I mean?
Plentiful, vitamins.
Whatever a woman has a lot of, you know, it's like, fuck.
Except for opinions. We can't have a lot of those.
Yeah, no.
Because y'all shut us the fuck up right away.
Yeah, you guys will ruin a Saturday night for real.
Yeah. I think I've ruined your.
But you love that, don't
No, I've definitely ruined a moment for you. I've made Kyle have like a mini panic attack.
Really?
No.
Yes.
No. Not at all.
The two faces that I say that he makes,
Not at all.
The other one is complete duress. And that looks like this. But I.
What?
That's the face.
Blue Steel. Right?
That's the face. You actually do look like Ben Stiller in Blue Steel a little bit if he was blonde and a little more annoying.
Wait, how was Blue Steel? What was Blue Steel? Let me see. What did he do? He was like,
Yes.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Is there anything more to life than being ridiculously good looking? Yeah.
I get the black lung pup. That movie was fucking great. That movie was amazing.
And, you know, like, to the T. Like, the modeling industry shit, like, to the T. I feel like that movie...
Really? You think a lot of, like, the stupidity and just weirdness of it and everything?
For sure.
oh, yeah.
A lot of my friends are, like, really good, successful models, but...
Just,
nothing. Vapid.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, there's definitely a lot of models like that for sure.
Yeah.
But I also just wanted to bring up real quick the Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God! I can't believe you.
If
said
Henry, or is that his name? The main actor?
Henry.
Guy,
Henry. Yep.
Hey, if you ever see this, just know. My @ is at Jada Delgado. My DMs are completely open. I think you're so talented and so tall and so great in that movie. And I feel like we can make movies together.
Yeah. He's incredible.
Wow.
Cool. She's got a little thing for Henry. We talked about this
right?
before, but that casting scene that they have in Triangle of Sadness, that is fucking for real, bro.
That seemed very real. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching it and I was like, I bet you Kyle's been through this like 50 times.
H&M, Balenciaga.
Swear to God.
Balenciaga.
I haven't done that, but yeah, I've been through some casting
Do
shit
they
where you're just
actually
like,
call
what?
it Triangle of Sadness?
No, I think
No?
that was just
Okay.
like a quirky
Thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know the actress from that movie? She died of sepsis.
No way.
Yeah,
The hot
Shelby.
one?
Oh yeah. That's
Shelby.
right. That girl died. Yeah.
Shelby. She was. I thought she would be like the next fucking superstar, and she just got like engaged, married, and she died.
Yeah, the hot girlfriend.
Shit.
Yeah,
She's
she
just
died.
the hot girlfand.
Well, yeah.
I don't remember fucking
I
character
don't remember
name.
any of their names,
That's
honestly.
exactly what the movie was about. Men just thinking women are hot.
And you know what?
Else.
Yes.
It was about a lot of shit, and I'll
Honestly.
be real with you, I didn't like the movie.
Wow, I loved it.
I fucking hated it. And you know what the thing is, too? And this is so funny that you brought this up.
I knew it was gonna fall.
Oh, shit.
It's fine. You're good. You're good. Keep rolling.
Okay.
Keep rolling. You're good.
I
got it.
No, I hated the movie because how can I say this? I feel like...
white people.
No. Well, yes, but no. I feel like people who, like, loved the movie, like, loved it, are kind of, like, weak-minded people. And I feel like... Yeah, and, like, very soft people who, like, fall in line. Because I felt like watching that movie, right, it made me cringe. Like, I hated it in the sense of, like, that, like, all of a sudden this random lady is just, like, in charge. And I'm like, nobody will do anything for themselves to improve their station except for catering to this lady. And
Bro,
I'm
that's
like,
how it is, though, dude.
but it's not how it is if you actually have the balls to take your life and make it into something. Like
So
for me,
I think that's the whole point of the movie, that these people in these situations where they never really had to help themselves and have other
Yes.
people helping them all the time, let's put them in a situation where their resources are completely shut off and the thing that they can live off of is completely shut off. The person who is going to be at the top of the food chain is the person with the most natural survival instinct resources, which is the person who is scrubbing the fucking toilets.
I get that. I understand all that, but I hated it because I'm like, because I understood the entire lesson they were trying to teach you. And now I'm just sitting there in it. Yeah. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like...
You got frustrated because you're like, I would never.
I would never do that. I'm like, I would, if anything...
Because like, you have resources.
Yes.
That's what I think is so genius about it, though.
Yeah.
That's what I think is so genius about the film, because I felt both sides, Phil. Yeah. I was like, these fucking these fucking rich people are just being bitches. And but like, bro, I've been around rich ass people like that. It's just real,
exactly
bro.
I'm sure they do, but it's just, I don't know. It made my like stomach turn. But I think that's because it's a good movie. Like, I hated it, but it did everything it was supposed to do for someone with my psyche. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So it hit the marks. I realized it's a good movie. I would just never watch it again. Because I'm just like, yo, learn how this lady's fishing, and then just like, fucking kill the lady. Why is she like doing all this shit? Making people fucking do this and do that.
Because,
I'm like, what?
Because...
Fucking go search for more food.
God.
You can just search for more food.
Well,
right, but also like, dude, their status and their power and their money, like
their egos will never put them in a position to go fish for food. And not only that, she was the gatekeeper for all of the resources. She wouldn't even teach them because she knew that it would put her in a position to be overpowered by other people.
I absolutely know that, and I think it's just one of those things where it's like, well, first off, I guess I would say is just like how things are in our society, where richer people won't teach you things. You just have to simply learn it over time.
Or take it and steal it.
Or take it and steal it. And that's kind of what I would have done. I also think I have a sore spot in this because I watched this when I was in Spain with this girl that I was dating at the time.
Oh, God, here it comes.
And she was basically saying, like, oh, no, like, everybody falls in line. And that's when I realized, like, we were two fundamentally different people.
And this is why, this is going to sound so corny, but this is why I love movies. Like,
yeah, I get that.
Like, truly. Like, and just art in general.
Yes, but also, like, we can't forget about the like, ship attendant, the woman. She's still fucking, like, trying to take care of the rich people and shit like that, and getting her, you know, fucking employees to take care of the rich people while it's fucking happening, you know?
Yeah.
It was very interesting. I liked the first half. The second half, I was like, But I understood it. And then one last question.
And I got one last thing to say about it, too.
Why'd you say, oh, here we go? Do I talk about my relationship?
No.
Okay. I was like, you motherfucker.
Oh, God, here he goes again.
Never shuts the fuck up.
No, I'm just kidding. But
what was the final question? Yeah.
But the other thing that I was gonna say was, I thought that movie had one of the most like genius and most well shot scenes that I've ever seen in any movie, which was the dinner scene.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Goes on forever.
Was that a one take?
No.
But there were certain parts of it that like the camera felt like it was going for a solid 3 or 4 minutes.
It did for sure.
Forever.
Yeah.
I think that.
And they were like, it was like teetering and everything.
You got nauseous in the theater. It was fucking.
I literally got nauseous watching it. But then, as somebody who's worked in the fucking bar industry for like his entire life, I was fucking. Like, I was getting anxiety out the ass. I'm dead ass serious. I had to pause the movie. I had to pause the movie, and I like came back to watch it. Like 40 minutes later, I was like, dude, I can't even watch this. This is like killing me.
Dude, I get that though. And that's the sign of like a good movie. And you know, also too, like when you said dinner scene, I actually forgot about the scene with the vomit. I was thinking the initial scene with him and his girlfriend.
Yeah, that
and then
was
when
also...
they're at the hotel, that whole chunk
that's like us
was
at a dinner.
the best fucking thing in the world.
That's literally her and I.
That's her and I.
Men and women don't have that conversation ever.
Don't gender me. Don't gender me.
I just gender you by how, well, no, I'm not going to say that.
You gender me by the moment, which is fine.
Yeah.
And you are wearing a turtleneck. I mean, come on.
Yes.
Yeah, and wearing nothing underneath.
Why is that weird that I'm not wearing anything underneath a turtleneck? Is that weird?
Because but
I can see your nipples.
Not only that, I don't want to see your little tetas. There's only one person here at this table whose tetas should be exposed. And number 2, imagine now you're hot. You run hot. Does your temperature ever fluctuate throughout the day?
Mm-mm.
Okay, see? Well, that's how I know you're not a real person.
Well, yeah, because I'm perfect. I'm an alien. Duh. I've already told you this. My fucking life number is 22.
Yeah.
I can connect to spirits and fucking demons and angels and shit.
He reads about stoicism, dude.
And I read about stoicism.
Once a day.
Yeah. That's pretty fucking solid.
Okay,
I read it like once and just got over it. But
So let's get back to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank God.
Because
I know, I'm the diversion over here.
I just got, yeah.
That's okay.
No.
I'm the rock in the stream.
Ooh, wow, I like that.
I'm happy to be the diversion.
Would you be a black rock or a crack rock?
Fuck. I'd be a goddamn boulder because I control the way the water runs.
That's nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
For only a certain period of time. That boulder's going to get worn out by the water.
We all get run out eventually. You know? But back to you.
Yes.
What are we talking about? About getting ran through? I think you know a lot about
Jesus.
that. Do you want to
I
start?
do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I do,
Actually,
yes.
I don't want it to be about me anymore. Kyle, let's
Okay.
talk about your thoughtiness.
Spiritually, emotionally, physically, yes, I totally get ran through. That's another. that's another reason why we were having that conversation about protecting my fucking energy earlier before you got here.
Using protection.
Oh, that too. That's,
many ways.
That's been an issue. No, I'm just kidding.
And this is why.
Yes, it is.
Never mind.
He's not kidding.
Never mind.
That boy got diseases. Anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Never had one in my life. Just FYI, for all y'all that are thinking about it.
Let me see.
I just love watching this girl's reaction.
I know.
She's the best. She's the fucking best. She hates it, but she loves it. She
Do you remember?
hates it,
Do you
but
remember
she
the
loves it.
phone call I gave you?
Which one? There's been thousands.
There's been literally
Like the 150 that
Yeah,
I.
aren't you guys friends? That'd be weird.
The 150.
What did he tell you?
The 150
I
that
thought you guys were buddies.
Yeah.
the 150 that I ignored, or
God.
like the 3 or 4 that I picked up.
See, you. It's whoa. Anyway,
Okay, so what? No, actually, what phone call are you asking? Where are you bringing up?
no, it's okay. It's not appropriate.
Okay.
Kyle, this is the last time you invite one of your Tinder dates here, okay, buddy? Jesus Christ. The fuck am I on? I
You're
come here.
wild for thinking I'd be on Tinder. It's Raya. Thank you so much.
I'm thinking I came
we
here late.
actually met doing a commercial.
Really?
You're wild for thinking that'd be on Tinder, Raya. Thank you very much.
I pay that $24, and it's either $24 or I eat for the week. So
Wait,
I pick Raya every time.
There we go.
wait. What, they charge you to be on Raya?
Absolutely.
You
How
got
much?
The promo code?
I think it's like $24. You
A
know, a lot
month?
of yeah, I think something like that. Or it's like that's hey, I just say things. I'm pretty sure it's probably like $10 and it's like an extra $5.
Hey,
Like
$24 a month to have the opportunity to maybe date Jeremy Piven is pretty cool to me. I think.
Wait, why did you just
I
bring up
actually met
Jeremy Piven?
I was dating somebody for like 3 months that was a very like provincial, making up words again. Prominent person in like I
Who?
think we talked about
Was
this.
it Jeremy Piven?
Who?
No, I'm not going to name drop.
Why?
But because I'm
What does it
above
matter?
that. I'm above that.
What?
Because I'm above that. No, I'm kidding. That sounded so dumb.
Who was it?
But the app does like work. Like it does have like
what's
high
up.
people.
No, I
there.
know. My friend, the reason. Wait, did you bring up Jeremy Piven because
Yes.
I mentioned my friend who was going on dates with him and shit?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My
Jeremy
memory is a
Piven
steel
and
trap.
yeah, Jeremy Piven and what's his name? He just passed away from Friends.
Matthew Perry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matthew Perry. She went on a
Nice.
couple dates with him and stuff
Did some
like
rails
that.
with fucking Matthew Perry? That must have been nuts, dude.
Yeah.
I must have been just talking about how he
How awesome he was in 2004.
that's not nice.
I mean-
he has some good stuff.
Yo, so who'd you go
Yeah.
on a date with? Or who were you seeing?
It's not important because I still like to see this person. So
Wow.
yeah, this
Fair
is where
enough.
Kyle starts to cry.
Trying to rekindle a flame that's not there. Seen it before.
Yeah.
There-
I feel like if I was a
Doesn't work out
celebrity,
so well.
I would never go on Riot because I feel like you could. There's just I don't know. I feel like if I ever got famous, like trust would be such a
Big
hard thing for me to have.
Sure.
And then to just be on an app with a bunch of very, very beautiful women who like their objective primarily is to kind of be with
Well,
famous
that's-
guys.
you can't-
That's why she
can't-
It's like,
signed
I
in.
don't know if I could do that.
That's why
can't-
she signed an NDA.
You can screenshot on that app.
You can't?
You cannot.
Oh.
So,
or you can just take another phone and just shoot the picture on the other phone.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I guess. But that's like where your brain goes.
Just grabbed a Polaroid and snapped that shit. Can you imagine?
Kyle
Turning
doing
the
that?
wheel?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mercedes for sure.
Get a disposable camera.
So wait, sorry. Back to me. What were we saying about? Where did that come from?
We were talking about someone you were dating, but you didn't want to.
No, but before that.
Okay.
Yeah, what did we say?
Well, originally we were talking about positivity when I walked in here. Maybe we can go back into some of that type of shit.
Well, we were also talking about like triangle of sadness and like the modeling industry and stuff like that, and talking about like just how that should.
Actually, how about this?
Right.
Quick question. I wanted to know this answer. How was Christopher Melanie on the set of Law and Order Organized Crime?
So, I don't think I've ever worked with that guy. Who was that?
Well, you did it. I read your resume.
Oh, thank you so much. Who's that?
Christopher Melanie, Stabler. The main character.
So
crime from Law and Order Organized Crime.
This is gonna sound so bad. Like, and I hate.
You played the role of girl.
About doing this is gonna. Hey, listen, the girl.
I'm saying you're a lead.
This was the part of like doing this that makes me nervous. I'm like, oh shit, someone's gonna look back and think that like I slandered and like said some stupid shit. I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, people are gonna look up shit that I've said in the past. But I didn't work with him. The scene that I had was with
Mariska Hargitay? Ice-T?
No.
Bob Waterson?
The girl, the guy, and the other girl.
Gotcha. Those guys.
Sorry.
Shout out to the homies.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. It was very cold. I got to stay in like the little cast warming van, which was really nice.
Fuck yeah.
Something about that day that was really interesting. They gave me like 5 new lines like in the moment, and they're like, okay, go. And that's what I did not like about working shows. And it's not for the quantity of what I was given. When I tell you, nobody on Law and Order, maybe except for the actors and maybe the director, give a shit about what they're making. Like,
really?
And that's the thing with, and I don't want to make a generalization with like everybody doesn't really give a shit, but these people are working 16, 18-hour days, 5 days out the fucking week.
Yeah.
And the turnaround and the way that the stories are changing by the second. Like, they don't really care if they're really connecting the dots. They just want to get through the day. And it's like,
well, they've got like fucking 5 writers that are there for every fucking episode.
Right. And the writer was standing on the sidelines, like script supervisor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not the writer, script supervisor. But the director came to me and he's like, okay, just say this. And he's like, okay, well, now just say this. Just don't get hit by because my scene was, I was the girl that started like a drag race. He's like, just don't get hit by the car. So I was like, great. And then he's like, just say all this stuff and well, it works. So yeah, I think the quantity kind of like outweighs the quality when it comes to shows like Law and Order, maybe FBI. I know FBI is like a little more
Chicago Fire, all those types of things.
And it's really great for you to get on a set and have a moment of like just under high pressure. It's just a really good practice for that. But
well, it's also a good checklist thing to have for like kind of like your family so they can understand what you do. I would also assume too, like, you know, because a lot of people, I feel like, you know, with creative people, right, we have the things, our goals, right? But a lot of those things don't really resonate with the people in your life when you tell them that you're a creative person. Like for me, right, I can get on, let's say I got, I don't know, Conan. Conan's not around anymore. Or actually, no, let's say I got on some Adult Swim show that I fucking love. That's something I would love, but I tell my mother and she'd be like, okay, what does that even mean? You know, but if I was on fucking Saturday Night Live, she's like, my son's on Saturday Night Live. It's a validation thing, you know?
Why? Why do you need that?
I mean, I don't need it, but it's nice to have.
Yeah. You know? I say that like that because I'm not around, and I've never been around people that are just like, oh, but what? I don't understand, because it's been so conducive to like who I am since the beginning, where it's like, and again, not to like stroke my own ego or stuff like that, but like being like a dancer and a performer at a very young age, like doing anything in the arts, people are like, oh yeah, that makes sense, you know? And I think also times have maybe changed, or a lot of people are tapped into what's going on in like TV film. I think maybe for like Peepaw and Mooma and Meemaw, like they need like
that's what I mean. Like
something
your
to
cousin's
reference,
not gonna have to decipher anything.
Yeah,
but,
my grandma has dementia, so just trying to understand normal words is hard for her, let alone what episode of Law and Order I was on. So.
Well, you probably don't want her to watch it. She'll get scared.
Yeah, no.
Like, what are
like,
you doing to my dog?
She's gonna think that it's real life.
Exactly.
She's like, oh my god.
She's drag racing now? What's happening?
Jada, did I see you in a drag race the
Yeah.
other day on
Did
TV?
you looked at my IMDb, but did he send you like any of my other stuff, or that was it?
I mean, he sent me the topics and stuff that
cool.
you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Instagram.
I completely dismissed all those.
Hey, totally fine.
You know?
Totally fine. Nobody listens to me anyway.
It's very professional of you. You know what I felt, though, is it's not... I read all this stuff, but what gave me more information was the fact that he sent all of those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, she really seems to... care about her career and her perception, at least creatively.
I think it's so much more about the things that I feel about certain things versus like the things that I've done. And I think that really changed this last year, like on social media, on Instagram, especially. I took off all of the actual days on set that I've had, the actual jobs that I've done, the actual people that I've worked with. I've completely swiped out from my Instagram, and it's definitely more, it may not work for me in the long run in regards to like, let's say a casting needs to look at my Instagram, but at the end of the day, like if my tape was good enough, casting doesn't need to look at my Instagram and be like, does she work a lot? Like my resume says that, and I don't also need my friends to be like, oh, she did this with this person and that with that person. It's like what I am shifting into the things that I want to show and create. It's just more so like about the way that I feel about the world around me and the things that I understand, which is what it means to be a creative person at the end of the day, not the jobs that I've booked. So those topics there are just more so, that's like modelly industry topics, but the things that, not to say a normal person, but a person not in the industry wouldn't understand. Like this is also an art form medium, you know, so like how am I expressing my ideas and my thoughts through this medium, which is like, you know, conversational through the camera.
Gotcha.
Versus it being like, let's run through my resume. Like, yeah, sure, it looks cute, but it's like, what is that going to do for anybody watching it?
That's
you know?
what kind of what I figured. And it was like, all right, this is give me a little base where like if I don't know what to say next, you know what I mean? I can throw something out there to catch a hook, you know what I mean? And just see where we go.
Yeah.
But truth be told, I just wanted to get to know you as a person. And I don't know, see where you come from. That's why I'm so fucking pissed I got here late, but I'm trying to stay positive, keep on stoicism.
That's okay. We were just flirting for like
no one's ever
an hour and a half, so it's fine.
There you go.
Yeah, you're gonna hear all of it when we get done with it. But I feel you on that when it comes to the Instagram stuff, and I think that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's just like protecting your energy, doing the shit that you actually want to do, putting the things out that you want to do, instead of, because even those posts are like kind of like a reach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is to get external validation for sure.
Can I ask you? I'm not sure if you guys covered this before I got here, but
Go ahead.
okay. What are some methods you use to protect your energy? Was that gone over or no?
No, actually,
No.
we actually haven't talked about that. That's a good question. I think I know the answer, but
What is it?
I'm just joking.
No, of course you don't know the answer. I protect myself from you, first of all.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think a lot of it is the industries that I clearly don't fuck with, I stay far away from it.
Okay.
And when it comes to a personal, everyday, like who I'm protecting myself from, I'm still learning that, you know.
Okay.
And I think it definitely, a lot of it is like a dating issue for me, and I like will admit that like wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
like I will get so much emotional validation and comfort by being with somebody who seems very exciting for the first 3 weeks of hanging out with them, and that be enough. But that just takes so much away from myself to continuously give as a new exciting thing every time. Like that's not, doesn't fill into my cup. When it comes to an industry point, which I think is really important, because some of us want it so bad that we'll put ourselves in situations and scenarios that we think we need to be in. Like, we have to be in this room because this person's going to be there. We need to network.
I was just in a P. Diddy freak off, so
network.
I get you.
Network. Yeah, it's just like, it's like, but all that shit takes away from the actual time of doing the fucking thing. Like, no amount of networking will give to the craft that you're doing. It'll get you a job or two, and that's sweet. Like, do you want a career that's like, you know, like short-lived and very exciting for like the first 10 years, and then you waste away. You go away, and you realize that you actually have given nothing to said craft. And I think
That's
a
real.
lot of it is shifting my own personal, in the sense of what do I have to give from my own personal perspective to an audience. And like, this is going to sound frou-frou and grandiose, but what can I give to like humanity at the end of the day? Because when these fucking painters were painting on the ceiling in the Colosseum, they were doing it in an act of doing it for God, doing it for community.
Yes.
You know, their idea of what heaven looked like from a very art, nobody else was able to do that but an artist.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how descriptive they were writing. And we want the chariot to have a little cherry on his ass. Like, that came from just like inspiration and him living life and all these things. But coming back to it, staying away from like the bullshit of like, oh, I need a network, I need to be here, I need to be that, because it's not gonna, it'll help you on a social level, but it's not gonna help the thing that you're doing in the long run. You know,
it won't at all. And then, you know, also too is, I think that's kind of the beauty of the internet now, is the fact that you actually have to, because of the social network, you have to network in person a lot less, actually. At least I realized that with comedy. That's a big thing for me. Before, you used to have to worry about every comedy club. Like, am I going here? Does this owner know me? Does this booker know me? Does this manager know me? What's up? What's up? What's up? And now, you can just be someone who's in your house who does, like, impressions of Mark Wahlberg all day. And you blow up and they're like, hey, we want you to be in the new Adam Sandler movie. It wasn't like that before.
Yeah, that's fact.
One person could hate you 10 years ago and you just would not exist.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
I think
there's plenty of big downsides, though.
I think what's interesting about that, it's like when you're doing, because I have a substantial amount of comedian friends, like they're the most hustly people I've ever met, because
it's part of your life.
The only way that they can practice their craft is quite physically being on a stage every single time they possibly can.
It's the best and worst part of the business.
Like, versus being able to be at home, and yes, you're constructing what is a good joke and how to refine that and what the amount of time that it takes for that. Now, the person who's behind their iPhone and doing skits online, they're given the opportunity. They were spending all that time, and not to knock all those people doing skits online. Those are important. It's a great way to expose yourself and like really get yourself out there, which is so important right now, is visibility and how you can sell yourself.
Sure.
To have like a plentiful career and be able to keep the lights on, because being at home writing jokes and obviously doing it the long road, that will be more valuable, but you're going to be broke for a very long time, you know? So you have to resort for like different options, right? And so, you know, doing that thing in front of social media, doing the impressions is like, they're given that opportunity, but they haven't really crafted.
Oh, they're never, usually they're never really ready for what they receive.
Right. And then that long-term success fizzles out again.
Totally.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
quickly.
I agree.
I fully agree. When I was talking about it, I was more saying it if like you are somebody who goes out every night. This is another thing you can do to even the playing field and kind of ease some of your anxiety.
Yeah.
About where you fit, because before you always had to think about where you fit all the time and fit into somebody else's puzzle, but now you're your own puzzle.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, there's a lot of fucking dopes out there who do, you know, impressions of whoever the fuck, and yeah, they're like, we're gonna give you a Netflix special, and they do, and it bombs, and then they're never heard of again.
Yeah.
You know, but that's been in show business forever. I think that's something that people pick on a lot, is these viral sensations that shoot up and go away, but that's happened. That's what a one-hit wonder is.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. We just have a new medium for it.
Yeah, now we're just in a new medium of it. Yeah,
it's just, everything just has, it's all the same. It just has a different name. Like, people call like the term industry plant, right?
Yeah. Ice Spice. Whoop. Sorry.
True. Very true. But before, that was just called getting discovered. And there was a romanticism about it.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
There was a huge romanticism about it, yes. There's, you know, we've all seen the movie where the girl is playing a guitar in a coffee shop and the camera spins around and all of a sudden it's Carnegie Hall. You know what I mean? But most people that got discovered was just some fucking hot asshole. You know what I mean? Like Catherine Zeta-Jones, the guy who fucking gave her a career saw her in a bank and was like, "You're gonna be famous."
Yeah,
and
well,
just
that
made her famous.
Yeah, I mean that happened to Harrison Ford too, though.
Yeah, and Brad Pitt and Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, and that's not a problem. I mean, sometimes industry plants are good at things. Drake is an industry plant.
Yeah.
He told he was. He took over the fucking game in 2009. And look at where he is now. So there's those people that are possible. But all I was saying is these things, I mean, they happen. You're either, when you're put up there, you're either good or you're not.
Yeah.
Or you fucking figure it out.
Or you fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
And you have an amazing story on a podcast 10 years later when you regain your relevance.
Yeah. Very true.
And they're like, we need to revisit that. But yeah, I think that all goes back to like kind of what we were saying earlier about with music and cultivating that thing for yourself and attracting all that energy for yourself.
Goddamn right. Do you do music?
No, I really wish I did though. My dad's a drummer, so that's like I always it's so funny. I was on a date with a guy who ghosted me. Yeah. Fucking jerk. He was like, you mentioned your dad being a drummer like 3 times. Like, shut up about it.
That's
and
awesome.
I was like, I talk about it because it's like I feel so lucky to have a family member be an artist in any type of capacity, because it's like there's artists where it's like not a single person in their family have even drawn a stick fucking figure, you know? You feel like an alien in your own household versus like having this special bond with somebody that understands like there's like a higher thing you're connecting to when you do said thing, you know?
100%. And also, let me just say, fuck that guy, because listen, like I personally think when I'm dating somebody, like a woman that like cares about her father, or at least enough to mention him multiple times,
or that has a father,
that has a dad, is like a great sign.
Don't worry, I still
it's
have
not a
daddy
fucking bad
issues.
sign.
I still have daddy issues.
We all do.
We know.
I have issues with your dad as well.
Daddy issues.
That's why I love you.
What?
What?
Oh my god, what? Did I just get hot in here?
Yeah.
We've been playing footsie underneath the table the entire time.
My shoes have been on.
Maybe I should have skipped this episode.
No, truly. Unfortunately, there's cameras in here. Not under the table.
Not under the table. They can't see down there, baby. Neither these ones or that one up in the corner.
Nope.
Pirate Studios doesn't know what they've gotten themselves into.
I know.
Getting themselves into some pirate booty, that's for sure.
Oh, God.
Pirated booty.
Well.
Oh, that too.
Yeah. Anyway, look at my list I sent you. Look at my list I sent you.
So we're gonna go over this extremely well written, fucking extremely detailed list. All right, here we go.
Is it really? I just kind of just bullet pointed.
Net 90
To a
agents
comedian,
and
that's
managers.
a lot of detail.
Good agent versus great agent. Knowing when it's time to go. Photographer creeps. Saying no. Knowing your market. Expensive test shoots. Editorial pay shit. There's more.
Okay. I think the most important thing in there, there's a lot of shit. Yeah, there's a lot of shit. To refine it, I would say.
Ooh, pimping yourself out.
Pimping yourself out.
Let's talk about that.
Speaking of triangle sadness.
Yeah, right?
So whenever, and I don't want to generalize this, but whenever you see girls that are Instagram models traveling a lot, they're
prostitutes.
Come on, we know.
They are elevated prostitutes.
Elevated.
Of course they are.
Right? But this is a thing that a guy just assumes. They just assume like, she doesn't work and she just does all these things. But from like a perspective of like modeling side, they're like, oh, she works a lot, so she gets all these opportunities to be able to go fly out for this, for that. Not only that, it's
Who thinks that?
You see? Well, I think I thought that it was like a revolutionary thing. I think also too yachting. Yeah. Have you heard of yachting?
I don't think anybody's going to Dubai.
Oh, yachting? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Where it's like these also celebrities or high fashion models will like go to a billionaire's yacht and get paid to like, you know, be a little escort or...
Yeah, I've been around them.
Yeah.
There definitely are some celebrities, too, that definitely do that.
Yeah, apparently some of the Jenners have done it.
I can see that.
Sure they have.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo...
Allegedly.
Yeah, sure.
I read that online somewhere. I read it. It's probably not true. Yeah.
You go to Miami. I mean, it's...
Yeah, that's all that there is.
Literally what it is.
Yeah.
Miami and Vegas. That's all it is. And LA. I'm assuming I haven't been there in years.
Absolutely LA.
Yeah, 100%.
LA is so dark-sided. But... dark-sided! So, how I got into modeling is actually like my very, very first boyfriend when I moved to New York when I was like 17. We dated for like 2 months. He ended up going through like a psychotic break and becoming like a racist and moving to Tennessee and had a child, but apparently wasn't his child, and then was like, that's not my black baby. Like very weird shit.
What the fuck?
I got into modeling because of him, because he had modeled and stuff like that, and he was like a low key homophobic. I didn't even.
He's just like hot, crazy racist.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I didn't know
around,
he obviously
like,
wasn't racist when he was with me.
No
he
wonder
had some type of tolerance. No, and oh my god,
he's like, you're not black, you're Cuban.
He's like, you're mixed. You're more white than me. I was like, absolutely. Yeah, a very aggressive, weird guy. I have a habit of dating guys who punches like things and walls. Not me, thank God, but
yeah, fuck that.
It's really bad.
Get rid of that. No, don't do
really
that.
Really bad. But anyway, he talked about so much about I think not only do women face so much like odd sexual experiences when it comes to modeling and photography, but especially men with other stylists, especially. There'd be moments where my ex would have to go get fitted and the stylist would take advantage and like feel him up. And
for sure.
It happened more often than not. And I feel like it's actually, not to say that's
it
more of a
happens all the
problem
time.
with, and that's not okay. And I don't want to say it's more of a problem for men than it is women, but it happened to another ex of mine. He was also a model. I have a type, unfortunately. Fuck, whatever. Sue me.
You like hot people? I've never heard of that before. You have a hot person fetish? It's crazy.
I get turned on by people who are attractive.
Yeah.
Hot white boys.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's true.
I know. It's okay. We all got our types.
You have a type. What's your type? Let's all go around and talk about our types. What are your types?
All right, you want to know my type?
Sure.
My type, I don't know. Honestly, I think anyone who's willing to pay the bill. How about that?
Really? Me too. We have something in common.
If you're trying to cover that shit, there we go.
Yeah, you can come home with me, Shotty.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
You're going to start yachting. That's why you knew what pimping yourself out was and yachting was so quickly. Oh, yeah.
Goddamn right.
Been there.
Oh, yeah. I've gotten pimped out plenty of times.
That's nice.
Yes, they've seen the triangle of sadness.
Oh, for sure. Was that when you're like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Sucking dick is what you're saying? Is that what you know? Is this the innuendo?
Yeah, that's the innuendo. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
What about I want to know, because you have to describe me, obviously.
Of course, obviously.
But I do think you like girls with big personalities.
I do.
Really, really. Because you were telling me about a person that he dated, and she seemed like a nut. So I was like, he probably likes really vivacious people.
Yeah, I do. I do like people that that aren't gonna fucking bore me, and can also be really deep, and also can have good energy, can go all forms of the spectrum. But yeah, I need somebody that's innovating and smart and caring, and somebody who isn't gonna make me fucking bored. I know, but we're talking about personality traits right now. But a type, you know, like, I mean, obviously Latin women.
Hey, there you go.
And then I've over the last like 2 years, the last 3 years, I've really liked a lot of like African women.
Really?
Yeah, we talked about
Love African women. I think they're super powerful. I think they're fucking beautiful. I think they're amazing. I think they're like whatever culture they come from. I think the experiences that I've had have been really amazing. And I don't know. I mean, I don't really have. There's a couple types that I think those are kind of more the types that I lean towards.
No one really has like one type anymore. I feel like the internet, there's so many things that come your way, and now you see the best of every type.
That's actually a good point.
And now you have like 4 types.
That's actually a good point.
The best of every type is very interesting.
But also it's kind of like food though too. Like you don't know how good something is until you've tried it or seen it on your plate or whatever the fuck it might be. You know,
like
or
I've eaten too much
a certain
Italian,
culture of food. You know what I mean? Like I think like when your eyes are open to more cultural diversity and shit like that, you're like, holy fuck, I've never seen a person like that in my entire life. They are fucking beautiful. I want to get to know that person.
Yeah.
You know, like moving here for people from small towns when they move here, that's definitely the experience that you have when you come here. You see people from all over the fucking world here. Every corner of the world.
You need to go to Kissimmee.
Insanely diverse.
Some of the most beautiful women live in Kissimmee.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Damn.
We're all
go
like
there, it's
mildly
just her.
related. Yeah. Population
There's, like,
one
no one
female.
there.
Yeah. That's
a
why we
ghost
all
town.
look the same. It was just me. It was,
It's the South.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
right?
the South.
Oh god.
They
actually
all
had,
look
like,
alike.
Inbreeding. That's an inbreeding joke for people who didn't get it. I actually lived really close to like a KKK area.
Really?
St. Cloud.
Right outside of Disney World?
Right
That's
outside
hilarious.
of Disney World.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Burning
there was
crosses in
actually
the parking lot.
literally, yeah, and that's why they segregate the cars so
much. They're
yeah.
like, hey, this over here.
But
you
it's-
stay in the goofy section, all right?
goofy motherfuckers over there.
Wait. You gotta talk about this. Okay,
Yeah.
so
So, basically, in St. Cloud, there was a coffee shop called the Coffee Cup Corner, some stupid shit like that.
all with a K.
All with a K. And it wasn't, it literally wasn't, we used to, in Kissimmee, there's like on the main road, if you know where the main road is, where the courthouse is, there is a hanging tree that's still there.
Oh, Jesus fucking God.
What?
And across the street, all the houses were lined up so that they could watch people get
Hang and
hanged.
shit. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
wild. I mean, it's obviously a sick part of history, but a part of history because it's super cowboy-y over
Yeah.
there.
And a lot of that shit is still, you'd probably be surprised. I bet you could research in Wisconsin. I could probably research in New Jersey.
Yeah.
There's plenty of trees where black people were hanging from them that never got chopped down.
Yeah,
What
and the
fuck?
thing is how people don't realize, and people make jokes about the South, like, yeah, it's like, it's how
It was insane.
prevalent,
It
how
was insane.
prevalent it still is,
Yes.
and how they
Yeah,
feel about people that look like me. And
Yeah.
St. Cloud and Kissimmee are like neck and neck to each other.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a symbiotic relationship. I mean, people go missing all the time, but we
Yeah.
won't talk about that.
Yeah, some
But-
fucking crazy shit.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's wild.
But back to grooming, yeah, both of my exes went through that experience.
Well, I think you're
I've gone
also
through some shit like that.
I'm sure you have, for sure.
well, it's you're dealing with men. Like, there's always going to be like shitty dudes, and then you're dealing with an industry where it's like you have plenty of dudes, but they're all gay, so
Yeah.
it's going to happen to the other men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've heard that a lot. Like even friends I've had who have been out to LA and shit like that. They've told me like multiple fucking stories, like comics and shit, where they've like done really well on stage. Somebody comes over and they're like, "Hey, I know this person." Like, insert very famous person here. I could tell after the show. But then they're like, "Yeah, like, bro, I have him right here," and they like talk to the motherfucker. And they're like, "Yeah, if you come with us, bro, we're gonna go, blah blah blah." And like literally, my boy Moxie, right? This is why he's kind of so militant, because it happened to him. Because basically, like, he was gonna go, and this is somebody who's like a legend, bro. He was gonna go, and some dude grabbed him by the shoulder and was like, "Bro, do not fucking go.
Yeah.
Do not fucking go. They're gonna try to do some shit. I had some shit fucking happen. Don't fucking go."
Do you
And he didn't.
believe the whole Cat Williams thing?
And he didn't
How he
go?
was going off with about all those.
He didn't go. Yeah,
Of course.
I
Absolutely.
believe all that shit, but
100%.
I mean that's a deeper conversation for us to talk about in the sense of like black Christian puritanical values versus mainstream values, because in the black community, right, you hear all these things about like, oh, they worship these rich people, these famous people, they worship the devil, right? And they have sacrifices and rituals and all that shit. And it's like, bro, they really don't. They're just gay. And they're taking advantage of people, or they're also not taking advantage of anyone. They're laying it on the table, and just gay shit is happening. But since you're black and you're from a very, very puritanical background, to you, that is the devil.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's not overindulgent,
Yeah.
but it's,
i.e.
they're
the
not
men
in
wearing
robes,
dresses.
dude. They're not in robes. They're not drinking blood.
Yeah.
Okay? You're at a party, and there's fucking Will Smith getting fucked in the ass in another room.
Yeah, but I think
You
that
know what I'm
Hollywood
saying?
has this
Like, that's
crazy
it.
thing.
Like, that's it. It's not as
Hollywood
big as
has
you
this
think.
crazy thing about emasculating black men.
Yes, yeah.
You know, and that's like something, not to say a ritualistic, but it's something that it seems that every single black man who's shooting up to that
Yes.
stardom has to be humbled and brought down a little bit by
Absolutely.
that. We're going to test your ability to still feel like a man and
Yeah.
do this like embarrassment thing.
And they punish you for being a traditional man.
yeah.
And I do also think, again, to, I guess, kind of the gay thing, people who do the arts, often happen to be like homosexual or bisexual or have alternative sexual orientations and stuff like that. So like, again, I think there's some times where people do get taken advantage of and they do bad things. And then there's other times where it's like, yeah, bro, this guy's just been a regular straight guy this whole time. But in the back of his head, he had some ideas of some gay shit, bro. And now he's here and some gay shit is being plopped in his lap. And he's kind of just lost in it, and he did it.
Yeah, I mean, I think sexuality is a spectrum. I'm definitely that person that it's like...
But there's a lot of advantage.
You can be a straight man and wear a dress, and I'm not going to think you're gay.
No, but the whole dress thing, that shit is real.
But that's intentional. Like, that's... Yeah. If, you have 50 cases of these black men in a certain point of their career all being put in a dress. Like, that seems like an intentional thing from these... seeming higher powers that be in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, too, again, like I'm not an actor, but even being a comedian, bro, like you get tested a lot. Like in the sense of like people give off this energy of like, I feel threatened by you, but because I feel threatened, I'm kind of going to punish you emotionally.
Yeah, they need to feel better.
And I have to keep poking you and poking you and poking you. And I know that you want what I have. So stay in line while I'm poking you.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll give you a crumb of what I have.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yep.
And if you decide like, all right, I'm even just going to remove myself from the situation. I'm not going to badmouth you, but I'm just going to remove myself.
Yeah.
Even that to them is an act of aggression. And you'll be dealt with swiftly.
Yeah, I think...
Which is why I'm happy for the internet. Niggas like Moxie could not exist before that shit. Now he has fucking 30K subscribers.
Well, what's really nice, too, is that you guys can do your set, have somebody record it on their phone. You literally... put captions on it, post it on Instagram.
Yeah.
That reel gets like 3 million views.
For real.
Doesn't matter how much of a following you have.
For real.
And you have more people coming to your shows. Like,
Absolutely.
I think especially it works with comedy because of the turnaround and bringing people to watch you, you know, and actually testing how your jokes work on an algorithm.
Yes.
And and literally what's awesome about that too, countering what I was saying earlier, the good thing about it is that you have an algorithm telling you who's your audience, male or female, how long they're watching your videos, if they're sharing it, what the comments are saying, what people are saying,
age,
where they're
location.
from. You're getting a full like scope of who your target audience is, so you can start to. And this is why, perfect example, somebody like Matt Rife is a fucking idiot. He's so
Why do you think he's dumb?
I'm sorry, Matt Rife. You were hot after your like 10,000 plastic surgeries.
Yeah, he does
totally
look. He looks like hot Squidward.
Yeah, his jawline is nuts. Looks like it needs to have a different area code. It's so fucking
weird,
hard. But it's like he does not understand his audience, regardless of the types of jokes that he wants to tell and what he thinks is funny.
You're
and
absolutely right.
Wanting to be for the bros,
100%.
the people who spend money, the most money on the internet or the entertainment industry is women.
Yeah.
In every single market, especially when the people who spend the most, regardless of like who, let's say the most popular comedian or the most popular podcaster, Joe Rogan, has like a grip on the boys. Like you guys will
totally. Yeah.
But let's say Joe Rogan, was catering to a female audience and had that scope, he'd be making so much more money because women will invest and spend so fucking much money blindly.
Make more money or just as much having to do way less.
Yes,
you're
exactly.
100% right.
And Matt Rife is like, not to be like, he's not even that funny. I think he has great crowd work.
It's cool.
Why don't you play into the fact that women like you instead of just harping down on the fact that I'm for the bros? And no, I get it. I'm a part of the bro community too. But it's like, you can do that in the confines of your home, but also understand your audience.
Well, it's also, too, it's one of those things where it's like, bro, if this was the type of guy you wanted to be, then you shouldn't have started to appealing to a different audience. That's why the grind is slower for certain people in certain demographics.
Because they stick to
what they get, and eventually they do hit. And he's good enough to hit.
Yeah.
But you would be hitting when he's like 40.
Yeah.
Rather than hitting now.
Yeah.
And you have to make that your decision, you know?
Yeah. I think somebody who is for the bros and also for the girlies, obviously Theo Von. I fucking love Theo Von.
Oh yeah, Theo
I
Von's
love
great.
And he says some outlandish non-PC shit, but
he
knows he's so, you can't be that good and not be so intelligent. Like he's so smart from moment to moment.
Yeah.
He is super intelligent. I think he catches me off guard a lot. like he'll say something and I'll be like, hold on a second, what the fuck did this dude just say?
Yeah.
And then like 20 seconds later, he'll actually be able to like reframe it better and like explain what he actually said.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh wow, that's an interesting perspective that he just had. I'm like, I did not see that coming. But then there's also times where I'm like, going back to his like PC stuff, I'm like, this dude sounds mad ignorant.
He plays
like mad
to
ignorant.
every single audience that he has. Like he does. Like because he plays into the I'm trailer trash type of thing.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why he says that outlandish shit, because that audience is like, that's a knee slapper right there, or maybe to have that awe factor to be new and exciting. But he also understands there are very sensitive PC people in his audience, and he understands exactly where that line is where he can cater to everybody. I mean, he may get canceled like right after I say this, but hopefully he won't. But
I mean,
I think that's why I love Andrew Schultz. That's why I love Andrew Schultz, because he's this white, I'm assuming he's like Italian descent or something like
he's
that.
Scottish, actually.
Oh, Scottish. Okay, yeah.
He's very quick. He's very witty.
He's insanely witty.
Yeah.
I think he's much smarter than Theo Von.
Absolutely.
And
I agree.
and he's not afraid to say like jokes about, you know, black people or Latino people or fucking, you know, some kind of European people or like whatever. Like
because he started the off jump. He didn't start. He establishes what I am. And he is very good at what he does. So that's why it doesn't come off crazy.
But he also knows culture, and he's also like tight with all these people that are like from different cultures and different races and shit like that. So he feels comfortable. And I can relate to that in many ways with him. I think like he's just obviously an incredible joke maker and like an incredible like savant in the way that he writes and thinks and stuff like that. But you know, I think he's tapped in and he's real. Like he knows these cultures a lot.
He's an interesting guy.
I like that he...
Phil's response. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah, he's smart. He's cool. I like that
Phil's about to be like, I fucking hate him.
I do.
You can go off on your own podcast.
I hate both those guys.
Do you really? Both Theo Von? Yeah. Really? Why?
They're just not that great.
I'm surprised you don't like Andrew Schultz.
I mean, I respect him tremendously. But I think Andrew Schultz is super fucking corny, and I think he is
Go fuck yourself.
I think he is kind of racist, and I think he is one of those dudes who kind of relies on black people to skyrocket him where he was, and all his only thing is really, you're saying he has a larger audience, but he doesn't. He really has one audience. He has white guys that like black shit, but don't really like black people.
Ooh.
You don't think his audience like? Oh, really?
No.
Speaking about
I think some of them do. But I think his larger audience is like people who like black people's style. They like their music, but they kind of feel intimidated and emasculated by other black men. So they'd rather. It's like.
Well, everybody who does have like small dick syndrome a little bit. I think like
everybody who listens to him though, I feel like is just like, you know, it's like I could picture like 5 white guys who wear Bape and have like Nike SBs and dunks and shit, just like talking about Andrew Schultz over and over again. I don't know that many black people
you on that.
Legitimately like Andrew Schultz, but I would love to be on your podcast, Andrew. So there we go.
He's like, let me talk shit about you.
Because I know Akash. I like Akash. I know Akash, like as a person.
I hear you on that, but what you
and I respect him.
You saying that and. Makes me think about, but I mean, this might not be a super fair comparison. Makes me think about Shane Gillis.
I love Shane Gillis is far better than Andrew Schultz.
Oh, interesting.
Because he's just like, you know why? Because he's actually like honest about who he is in the sense of like, you can tell he's just a decent dude. It's like Andrew Schultz, you can tell he's just like a piece of shit. It's like, oh, if I was going to talk to this guy, he'd be a total fucking dick unless I was somebody who is like important or something like that.
I agree. I can see that.
You know what I mean? It's just like he's fucking phony. He's not very smart. He has a lot of people that would never actually challenge his thoughts in any real way. You know what I mean? And he's just not that funny. He's just fucking lame.
I can feel that.
Fuck that
okay,
guy.
so back to you because we only got about 7 minutes left.
Oh,
I was trying to hold that in so hard. I'm sorry.
No,
it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. So maybe you'll go viral for it.
No.
Racist black man. racist black man goes viral for talking shit about Andrew Schultz.
He was a genius though. He was a genius though in where Charlemagne went soft, he took that mantle. So like Charlemagne went with the whole like mental health bullshit, which is a total lie and money grab. But someone needed to take up that mantle on their podcast and in their partnership, and he did, and he skyrocketed with it. His business acumen is fucking crazy. Anyway.
Okay, so we gotta we gotta move on. We got about 5 minutes left.
Great.
So let's get
all of my talking points.
Let's get anything off your chest. Let's give her the mic for the next like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
You can cut all that shit.
Let's see if I can do a 5 minutes of actually saying everything that I wanted to say, rapid fire. I think I can do it. I can clip it and put it as a reel and get 3 million views.
Okay. Yeah,
okay. Net 90 fucking sucks. Net 90 fucking sucks. Do you know what Net 90 is?
No.
Net 90 is basically whenever you're signing a contract as a model, actor, sometimes dancers, even independent contractor. Usually the client that you have is going to puts in the contract that they'll pay you in 90 days. So some of us won't see the job that we worked for 3 fucking months.
Fuck.
And it's like you're banking on that money. Obviously, this is why you kind of have side hustles until the thing is like you will literally side hustle all the way through until
you like blow up. Yeah.
Like you could literally be guest starring and have a side hustle.
Fuck, that sucks.
Like the residuals aren't even enough, and I think I spat all over this microphone.
Well, that's why we have the little guard.
The guard, yeah. This is actually a mouth guard for the spit and saliva and the DNA. Imagine how people's DNA is on this.
Oh my gosh.
Nuts.
You can lick it if you want.
I would. Not on camera though.
There we go. That's for the yachting party.
Yeah, it's for the yacht. It's for the yacht. But yeah, I think just all in all, I was like, let me just wrap it up. I was like, oh, that stuff is kind of, not to say stupid, but all in all, I think right now, just talking about like the spirituality stuff and the places that I'm at, I just really want my peers and to understand that
Keep going.
it's a lot about creating community. I think you're going to like grow with the people that you collaborate with and take it for the rest of your life. And those people are like, I worked with so and so and now they're in this thing and that thing. But community is so important. And I think fuck, I lost it. That's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay.
What do you mean?
That's okay.
Well, you're talking about the beauty of community and all that.
Yeah, I think it's so necessary in like in a
deeper way than just the
in any type of artistic space. Like regardless if you're a homebody, you need to know like and understand what's happening with the community around you and create according to that, because that's also like real life. Like yeah. It's just community.
Well, I think also too, it kind of goes back to what you're saying about your father, like where you're saying it's nice to be understood by somebody else.
Yeah.
So I think that's what community gives you, a group of people that also understand what side you're coming from in a general way. Yeah. And then from then you find your community within that community. Yeah. And it makes it even stronger.
Yeah, and I think also there's a really good thing in competition, not in necessarily being better than somebody else in like a personal way, in any type of like malicious way, but I think it's really important for understanding that this person has certain strengths because of the life that they lived and how much that you can learn and grow from that. So I think competition is very important, and I think community reflects that as well. I can go into like my whole like dance background, but that would be like a whole other like hour or like 30 minutes that we don't have. But yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to chat your ear off.
No problem. Is there any advice you would give to the viewer or listener before you leave?
About what? Like any like what viewer are we thinking of?
The young creative person.
A young creative person.
Start their journey.
You don't learn by so much reading about the thing that you want to do. Just do it. You know, I feel like there's so many people will read the book about how to be a better actor. People will read Stanislavski, but till you get on your feet and fucking do it. People will read about, you know, I think obviously dance history and history of theater and arts is very important to have in your repertoire, but just do the thing that you said you were going to do. And even if it's a lot of things, do one thing at a time, but do it at 100%. I'm definitely a jack of all trades, but I do take my time to focus on the one thing and do it at 100. So if there's like a lot of things that you want to do, like just pick one, like put it on a dartboard and just fucking see what lands and do it 100, and don't think about it in theory how it's supposed to do it. Just do it and fail as much as you possibly can. And I think I'm trying to implement that into my life. So not so much of I've already done it, but more so of a reminder for me and for something I'd like to see in my peers as well.
You're failing now, so it's working perfectly.
Thank you so much. I know 2 bombers sitting across from each other in one room. That's rare. Okay, I thought you were going to do that weird, like, yeah, I hate that.
I don't even know why I'm doing that.
Guys think that's so sexy. It's not.
You bring it out of me.
No.
You bring it out of me, darling. She loves how stupid I am. Because she's stupid.
I love it too.
Because she's stupid too.
No, I'm smart stupid. You're just stupid.
No, that's true. That is true. That is actually very true. All right. Baby girl, I love you.
We sign off.
Yeah, I love you. Thank you for coming on the show.
For real, thank you for being here. You're amazing.
Thank you. Let me see if I have anything to say or plug in real quick.
Yeah. Tell us
where.
My Instagram is at Jada Delgado. I also work at Soon, a QVC subsidiary. So if you want to download Soon, that's great. I am looking for any sound cinematographers, writer. I'm doing a dance short with a couple friends of mine. Also create with your friends as much as you can. And yeah, that's it. Oh, no, I can't actually say that because it's not out yet. But, well, you'll be seeing me in movie theaters very soon.
Fuck it. There we go.
And you can check her out on the Bob White commercial. Get your chicken.
Oh, we make out in that. So
yeah, we got a steamy scene together, and
Hell
by
yeah.
steamy I mean a fucking Cleveland steamer. So
ew.
right on them nice little TTs over there.
Stop.
Bob White, Cleveland steamed chicken.
Stop it.
All right, love you.
Is this where like
She's already off camera. It doesn't even fucking matter.
I don't give a shit.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.